Music licensing reimagined. Long time coming, like on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying and selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Turn up the sun up from under the sun that we maxing the limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving the mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation, I'm finessing a visit.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers and welcome to Stat Diggers for UFC Vegas 115. We have... it's Vanata Moicano versus Chris Duncan. We are back in the Apex for the most Apex card of all time. We have it all easy. I mean, we got the return of Lando Vanata, who hasn't fought in 10 years. We have the return of Manolo Zakini, who I don't think he's even an MMA fighter anymore. We got the return of Darius Flowers, who has been knocked out 7 times in boxing and who's been submitted 7 times in MMA. We got the return of 5-4 Teresian Gore. We got the return of Haley Cowan and Alice Pereira. We got the return of Brenton Ebero. I mean, this is we got a card coming up this Saturday, Weezy. What's up? You looking forward to it?
Yeah, not looking forward to this one, but next week's card is going to be phenomenal. But this is I don't know. This is a business decision. That's what this card is, And the business decisions kind of benefit the people that are in the business. Us people who are outside of the business, we don't benefit from a card like this. I'm not sure what this is, but this is, I'm calling this one UFC Vegas the apology, because that's what they owe us for putting together this kind of a card from top to bottom. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. They scraped the bottom of the barrel and they put together 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 fights on this card that probably should only have about 6.
Sorry, I was tweeting out the show. All right, here we go. Live now talking UFC Vegas 115 with Uncle Weezy. And
nice. Yeah, I mean, we always forget to do that. I always tweeted out the YouTube link, but I always forget that we're also on Twitter. So got to go and retweet that for you.
There we go. But yeah, man. You think I want to spend my Sunday taping Haley Cowan, Alice Pereira? No, I mean I don't. But I did it. All the research has been done, and we'll see if some spots stick out. But my plan is to keep it light this week, get a win, and then move on to next week's card, which is absolutely phenomenal. UFC 327, the best card of the year. So we're gonna go through it tonight. The last time we had a card like this, Weezy, we literally went 3.5 hours for some reason. So we're going to try to cut that down to about 2.5 hours tonight. So what is up, everybody? If you guys could do us a huge favor, please smash a like button, just like poor Macy Barber got smashed over the weekend. Prayers for Macy Barber. Put prayers in the chat for her. She did post on Instagram. She is alive. She is well, but that was absolutely brutal. So prayers to Macy Barber. Subscribe to the channel. We go live every Monday for Stat Diggers. And then, of course, we've been doing the Fight Companion that people seem to be enjoying. We've been enjoying it, Weezy. It's a fun time. We'd like to have a lot of fun on there. And then we got some special news that we'll get to after we talk to you guys. We do have another sponsor of the show. So we're not going to have 2 sponsors for Stat Diggers. And these sponsors are huge, Weezy, because I got paid to do content, right? From about 2020 to 2024. I actually got paid to do content. And it was awesome. And then I stopped getting paid to do content. And then eventually Avery was helping us out for a while, and that was huge. And then we didn't have a sponsor for a couple months. So we were kind of showing up, for nothing, pretty much. Yeah. So Underdog has been huge and has been helping us a ton. And then we got another sponsor, which I'm very excited about getting into, and we'll touch on that very shortly. So shout out to the sponsors. The sponsors make the world go round. All right, let's get into the chat here. Did StreamYard do a stupid update? What is this?
What are you looking at?
The chat. It's like it's shrunk.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
It's like it's terrible. Oh, gosh, we got Gus, first one in the building here. We got Force back. Come on. Oh yeah, you guys can vote to see who needs to get some help. Really struggled to come up with there was a lot of people that needed help over the weekend.
Yeah.
But I believe I put Macy Barber, Chase Hooper. I put Nico Price up there, and then I put Tofik Musayev, who's a cheater. And we'll talk more about that, Wheezy. We were doing the live fight companion for the Tofik fight, and you caught the headbutt. I actually missed it. I don't know if I was looking away or reading the chat or what. I missed the headbutt. I saw it. It was probably one of the worst headbutts I've ever seen. It was an easy DQ. That he should have got disqualified. I mean, that was a horrible headbutt and obviously impacted the fight. Not only that, he grabbed the cage twice, and one was one of the worst cage grabs you would ever see. So
yeah,
Musayev, he might need to get some help. But yeah, Hooper is up there. Nico Price is up there. And then, of course, Macy Barber. We got Gabriella saying, let's go. We got Jake. Oi, happy Monday night, everyone. Happy Monday night to you guys as well. Hope you guys had a fun weekend. I had a very fun weekend. We had a fun card for UFC Seattle, which was, in my opinion, the best card of the year. We had 8 or 9 finishes. So I think violence is back. And then, Wheezy, I know you don't care about the college basketball, but I watched the UConn Duke game, and that game was incredible. UConn was down 19 points at one point. They came back to win, and they shot a 3-pointer, almost near half court to get the job done. Wow. Me and my brother were on the UConn plus 5.5, and my brother was pissed at me because I said UConn 5.5. Don't mind if I do. They were down 19. I was like, dude, cash. I was like, cash out for a couple pennies. Just joking, but they ended up cashing the bet, and they ended up coming back to win. It was incredible. So I lost my voice at Seattle, and then I lost my voice during that UConn game. So I'm going to try to hold up breaking down Darius Flowers and Lena Vanata and all that. We got Barbara has seizures, so she's beyond help. Nico is retired, and nobody cared, so he does need help. Tofik needs some help, yeah. But Hooper killing bettors, parlays like it's in his contract. Oh, yeah. Hooper dropped the ball. He's turning into Daniel Zellhuber. He dropped the ball as a minus 500 favorite 2 fights ago. And then he just dropped the ball as a minus 350 favorite. So, yeah, he's turning into Daniel Zellhuber. Teresian Gore, too.
Yes. That's right, baby. It's coming. He said it a long time ago.
He did.
And he's back, and Teresian's mad, dude. He's fired up because people are doubting him, But I think the hard work, he's been putting in that work, and he's ready to go, baby. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes for Teresian.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes for him, man. But I remember they did like a promo for Tresean Gore because he was on the Tough House and all that, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be 2 division champ." I just started laughing so hard, and then he lost to Brian Battle. It was hilarious. Oh, 150 likes and 1 sign up on Underdog is the goal tonight. Yeah, well, you would take that for this card. For this,
that would be awesome. Yeah,
150 likes and getting an Underdog sign up, especially. I cannot sing right now, Forrest. I'm still recovering from the weekend, but we could potentially hear an Uncle Wheezy story if we get a sign up. We can definitely absolutely do that. And Wheezy said if we get 300 likes tonight, he's taking a shot on Manolo Zakini for half unit.
Yeah, man, the Italian stallion, Brady. I mean, I think he's being shorted here a little bit by the markets. So I think if we get a little bit extra support from the crowd tonight, it might be enough to fuel me into a Zakini bet. So I'm hoping the crowd's ready to support us today.
I sure hope so, man.
Let's go.
Always sucks seeing your favorite fighters unable to have success at the highest level anymore. That was painful to watch. Please retire Izzy. Yeah, that was a fun fight though. Izzy kind of bit down on the mouthpiece and swung dicks a little bit. So at least he went out, on his shield. It's kind of some bad fight IQ there from Izzy. Just swung and banged until one man falls and he got caught, and then he got TKO'd. Brandon Weezy, just when I thought I had seen it all in MMA, we got the biggest cheater in UFC history. I'm talking more of a cheater than Ketchaware and Andre Lima and Naimov all combined together. Cut Tofik Musayev. Yeah, Tofik's a cheater, man. Like I said, I missed it live, but that was a horrible headbutt.
Dude, I missed it live too, Brady, but they showed a replay of it.
I missed that too.
Yeah, you missed the replay of it too. I actually saw the replay and I was like, no way. But then people were talking about the fence grab. I don't know what the hell we were doing. You and I were watching the fights and we didn't see either of it. But then I saw both of it. I mean, obviously I saw the headbutt on the replay later on in the round, and then I saw the fence grab, and I was like, no way did he get away with both of those things. But you could see when he did the fence grab, like there were two people in between the referee's view of the fence. There was the one guy grabbing it, and then there was Bahamondes who was on his back, so you could tell the ref couldn't see it. It's just unfortunate. But I had a bet on Ignacio, and I wanted him to look for a submission. He tried a couple of times. He was close on that guillotine. He was a little bit close on that arm bar. But at some point, you got to try to get back up.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that. That wasn't like you have Damian Maia on top of you. Like he was drenched in blood. He wasn't going to get a submission with that much blood all over him. So he needed to get back up, and he just was unable to do it. It was super frustrating.
Yeah, it was. Musayev doesn't need help, but cheating is cheating is allowed. Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
We got the Carrillo in the building. What is up? What is up?
Yes.
Seeing Macy out for that long with her almost lifeless eyes staring into the void was shocking. You guys should have saw the fight companion. I was screaming to bring in some doctors. There was one doctor there, but he was just literally staring at Macy. I showed my wife the clip, and she is a medical professional, and she was like, "What is he doing? What is he doing? Nothing."
Might be his first day, Brady. That's the thing. Sometimes you're right out of medical school, and you didn't realize it was going to get that real.
Really, you're just gonna look at her and hope for the best? It was she was staring into the abyss for 5 minutes. It was crazy.
That was one of the most brutal knockouts I've seen at any point in the sport.
You got that right. I voted Macy Barber because she literally died, but Chase Hooper needs to eat some spinach. Dang, bro. Probably gets rocked from Augusta win. Yeah, it's getting a little pathetic for Hooper, but shout out to Lance Gibson. Lance Gibson showing out in Seattle. I'm here to see Father Brady for confession. I have sinned and need Weezus to forgive me. I thought Barbara would win.
I bet on her.
That's one way to lose a bet. Jeez. I was expecting maybe a split decision, leaning Barber, but I was not expecting somebody to actually die, Barbara, Hooper, and Price need all the help. Agree. Also, you probably didn't see it on the live broadcast, but after Nico Price got submitted during Chia's victory speech, he was shadow boxing the cage. Sounds about right. Gosh, that's why was he shadow boxing in the cage? Gosh, Nico Price, we got to get some help. Man. Anybody got milk? We got some milk over the weekend. The milking of the week did come through. We'll touch on that very shortly. We got the boogeyman. F Tofik, cheaters never prosper. Yeah, he cheated.
Sometimes they get wins, don't they?
Yep. Remember when Alex Perez was one of the first guys to weigh in over 3.5 pounds over, and he knocked out Charles Johnson? You're allowed to cheat.
Oh, I remember Brian Battle weighing in 5 pounds heavy for the Randy Brown fight, and then winning a split decision due to cage control. That one hurt bad for me.
Yeah, I had the decision problem, something stupid.
It was plus 500, Brady. I had a full unit on it.
Oh God, let's do it, Forrest. Let's do it. New fight on this week's card. Nah, come on. Come on. I actually love these Apex cards. Yeah, they're really fun. The last Apex card was the second best card of the year. How much y'all think alcohol and cigarettes made of? Yeah, so somebody said I should have put Keith Peterson. He did do something over the weekend. What did he do?
I feel like there was one stoppage where somebody was getting the tar beaten out of him, and Keith wouldn't stop it.
The Sterling fight. The Sterling.
That's right. Fight. That's right. Oh God, poor Bruno. It's like he's chinny enough already, and that dude's got canned hams for fists. Was just ground and pounding him into oblivion there.
Yeah, that was, I don't know what Keith Peterson was waiting. 2025 Stat Diggers Referee of the Year is off to a horrible start.
Yeah.
It might be back on that alcohol and cigarettes. Brady's production guy needs to get grossoed for the late start. No, we started on time. Come on.
Completely on time.
Okay, chat, before we get this show on the road, we're going to need everyone to hit the like. Agreed. Let's get those likes up. What the heck happened to Izzy after the eye poke totally changed the game plan when all he needed was a few more calf kicks? Izzy was looking pretty good, and then all of a sudden he just started going full, you know what, at him. And then he got caught, and then Pfeiffer put him away. It was kind of crazy. Peterson should have made the – yeah, he probably should have. Can we talk about that Barbosa early? We got Cole Stein in the building. Chase Hooper needs to get help. Agreed. We got Zizzy. What's up? What's up? Stat Dig Monday. Yes, sir. Barber 100% pulled a Rodolfo Bellato. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. These meta Apex cards are impossible to suck with Brother Brady, Uncle Weezy running the fight campaigns. I'm looking forward to the fight campaign. We should have fun. Nico Price eating some good steaks last weekend. A lot of people are saying Price through the fight, and what I have to say to that is, has anybody watched Nico Price fight lately? He's watched. I mean, this guy's like 2-10 in his last 12 fights. I don't think he threw the fight. I just think he's like terribly washed at this point. So I think if he was going to throw the fight, he'd get knocked out and cash a plus 800 knockout prop, not a minus 150 sub prop, you know. But yeah, not a great look for Nico Price. Teresian Gore fight week. Let's go.
It is.
Yes, the show we just needed right now. Yes. Yeah, we're here, man. We're ready to go. Good evening, gentlemen. What is up, Ver? We got Big Marley in the building. How many WMMA fighters beat Chase Hooper in a striking only fight?
Oh, I think Amanda Lemos breaks his head in half.
Jeez. Give me Alice Pereira. She's a good striker, right?
Dude, I remember there was some tape of her beating some soccer mom in a mall where I was like, yeah, man, she can hit, but I don't know at the UFC level.
Oh, gosh. We got Freedom, impossible choice for the poll. Somebody need help. Agreed. This card feels like showering with clothes on, and yeah, showering with clothes on is not fun, man. We got Bong Hoods. Good to see you in here. Who else we got in here? We got Dan from Half the Battle. Ignacio needs help. I know there was a foul or two by Musayev, but a massive party foul by Ignacio not getting up from bottom for 10 straight minutes. You got that right.
Yep.
You got that right. Very frustrating. I'm on my parlay thanks to Taufik's cheating. Oh, 4-hour show incoming. I pray that doesn't happen. Like the video. Agreed. Is fun allowed today? I think we got to have fun just to make it bearable.
Yeah. Like last week, laughing time was over, and next week for Miami, no fun because it's a great card, but we have to. I mean, like, we're going to lose the show if we don't have fun on this one.
We got Big Steve
with
a $10 dono. Shout out to Big Steve celebrating Erosa's chin. I know Big Steve was on that under along with myself, and it was pretty sweat free, even though Douglas took his time, but he dropped Erosa like 50 times and finally finished him. All right, guys, going to quickly get through these comments. We got to get into our 20. We're 20 minutes in. What's up, Lazy? What's up? Was going to go to the White House card, but not good enough. So going to go to McGregor in July. Will you be coming? Yes. My plan is to be going to International Fight Week in Las Vegas. I love International Fight Week, so my plan is to definitely go there. I always like going to Miami. Not going this year, and I did want to go to the White House card too, but probably not going to go to that. I'm aiming for July. That UConn comeback was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was a fun game. Brady threw out his voice during the Macy fight. Oh, Macy's dead. I thought she was dead. Somebody help Macy for the love of God.
I was like, she's breathing. She's breathing. I was trying to calm Brady down. Like it was whoa. I mean, that was really rough to watch.
I was ringside dog for the Macy fight. Turned out she doesn't have a ding dong, so I wasn't much help. Nico retired, I suppose. Yeah. Speaking of battle, anyone see him get thrown around? I did. I caught that fight, and he got taken down like 10 times and then choked out. It was kind of wild. What's your guys' take? Roster should get the sub or KO? I lean KO, but it's really either or. She knocked her out or she subbed her. I don't know. I hype all your videos. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys are watching on mobile, why not hype it up? Hype it up. McKinney finished, plus Geeks to finish on Underdog was probably the best bet for the whole card. Kyle Nelson didn't want to beat. Yeah, that was really weird by Kyle Nelson, but hey, I'll take it. Maybe he cashed with us, with the community on a McKinney round one, on a McKinney under. I think Kyle Nelson might have cashed with us. Terrence McKinney would dog walk Chase Hooper in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Dog,
one step in knee, and I think his head would go back like a Pez dispenser.
But I'm for it. I'd watch that fight.
That'd be a great fight. Hell yeah.
All day. All right, guys. So we got a couple big announcements here. We have another sponsor. Let's go. We have another sponsor, and I want to give a big shout out to the Big Brain Discord, Big Steve, for sponsoring the show. Big shout out to Big Steve. He has a bunch of sharps in there that are giving their plays each and every week, betting on all kinds of promotions and all kinds of sports. I was scrolling through and out Wheezy. I was seeing promotions that I don't even know what they are, and people are in there, capping these fights. The Discord runs 24/7. I believe Steve's in Australia. So whenever I'm up at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I see Steve in there. And then, of course, there's people from, all over the world in there. So it's a 24/7, very active Discord. And Big Steve's goal is to create one of the sharpest Discords in the space. So if you guys want to check it out, tons of bets per week. And it's not just MMA. It's really any sport you can think of. Big shout out to Big Steve, Big Brain Discord. I'll throw that in the chat for you guys if you want to check it out. And then also it's going to be in the description below. So big shout out to Big Steve for sponsoring the show, helping us out, keeping the show alive. Our goal is to get, maybe another sponsor, along the line. Steve is our second sponsor. So we're right on track, Weezy. Big shout out to Big Steve.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Big Steve. That's huge to get another sponsor here. And I mean, I'm in his Discord right now. And I mean, like literally any other promotion besides the UFC, you got sharps in there talking about it. ACA, Aries, BFL, Unified, BKFC, Brave, Cage Warriors, Fury, A1, CFFC, Dana White's Contender Series, EFC, Invicta, KSW, LFA, FCR, FNC. I mean, and that just gets you through that's the first 6 letters of the alphabet that we just went through. I mean, we're going to be here the rest of the day. I think he's even got a room for Asian dick kicking, where they kick each other in the crotch until one man goes down. And I mean, like, they got sharps in there for that. They're like cashing plus 300. So you guys got to check it out. Big Brain Discord. You guys are going to love it. Check it out.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I'm not just saying that because he sponsors the show, and I would say it anyway, but I'm not just saying that seriously. So big shout out to Big Steve, big ups, Big Steve, and then big ups to Underdog Fantasy. Right now, if you go to Underdog and use that code at DFSBTN, you'll get $75 in bonus funds when you play with code DFSBTN. When you play your first $5 lineup. Big shout out to Underdog for sponsoring the show as well. All right, so lastly, we're going to do a quick recap of UFC Seattle. Weezy, want to kick us off? It was a phenomenal card. Like, we finally got violence. Finally.
It's been a minute, right? I mean, it's been a long time since we've gotten some of that, and it was a really fun card. I thoroughly enjoyed watching those fights. I finished down, 0.92 units. I had some really good reads, but I took some bigger shots on props that didn't quite work out. Some of them were good enough reads, close enough, but just didn't get home. The only 2 money line bets were Yusri Belguri and Joe Pyfer, so both of those cashed for 1 unit at plus 118 and plus 130. I cashed on Terrence McKinney to win in round 1 at plus 135 for 1 unit. The big thing for me was Ignacio Bahamondes losing that fight to Tafiq, and obviously there was a little bit of cheating there that was part of it, but also he just couldn't get back up when he was underneath this dude, and he was winning the striking exchanges of the fight, and he was locking up some pretty good submission opportunities as well, but he needed to show more urgency getting back to his feet. I took a small hit on Belguri to win by decision. Oh, man, we were 14 minutes into that fight, and that was a plus 360 that I had for a half a unit. So very close to cashing that. But I mean, Belguri looked incredible. And I think a lot of people are going to shit on Mansour Abdul Malik for losing that fight. But that was a really tough opponent. And Mansour Abdul Malik is still young. He got to step up in competition. It didn't work out well for him. But I think Belguri is going to be doing that to a lot of the division right now. That guy's got really good takedown defense, excellent striking, and he's flashing some power too. So really interested to see what they're going to do next with Belguri here. I had another bet on Bahamondes to win by submission at plus 800 for a half unit. He was definitely looking to sub him. He was willing to stay underneath Musayev for extended stretches, looking for triangles and arm bars and sweeps, but he just couldn't find it. I had Pfeiffer to win by submission. I had a small play on Tenara by KO. But yeah, if I could have just gotten like Pfeiffer to finish with a sub instead of a ground and pound KO, if Bahamondes could have won one of those last 2 rounds of the fight, it would have been a big night for me. But finished down 0.92 units, but didn't hate the reads, didn't hate the bets. Just needed one more bounce to go my way, and it would have been a good one.
Yeah, we finally got violent, so I had a phenomenal card. So I actually got reverse swept on the prelims, and then I swept the prelims, or then I swept the main card. On the prelims, I faded the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights, which was nice. I had a half unit shot on Fortune KO1, wasn't really close. I had a unit shot on Hooper, and then his 2-3 props, which that was probably the worst read of the night. The read I loved, jeez, I had the under 2.5 in the Bahamondes Musayev fight. I mean, that's got to be one of the worst bad beats ever, because the fight could have finished in 50 million different ways. Like, Bahamondes could have subbed him, a couple times with the guillotine or the armbar. Bahamondes hurts Musayev very badly in the first round, could have finished him there, and then could have finished via DQ, right, with the head clash. And then Musayev could have finished with ground and pound on top. There could have been maybe a doctor stoppage, something like that. There were just so many ways for that fight to go under 2.5 rounds. So I thought that was a very good read, but I did get reverse CLV to hell on that. And then I had Ignacy Bahamondes by submission, and I even had a dream about it, Weezy. I had a vivid dream that Bahamondes was going to submit Tofik Musayev. I only had one other dream about an MMA fight before, and it came true. It was my dream was Renat Fakhretdinov not being able to finish Andreas Michailidis. It was like a nightmare. And my dream was Bahamondes gets his first UFC takedown, and then he gets on top, and then he gets a Kimura and submits him and cashes my sub ticket. And he got close. I mean, 2 submission attempts at plus 800. What can you do? So yeah, got reverse swept on the prelims, and then on the main card, I hit everything. I hit I want to call it the trifecta, but I hit 4 bets in the McKinney fight. I had the McKinney round 1. I had the fight won't start round 2. And then I had McKinney to win under 0.5 rounds. And then I had the under 1.5 rounds in a parlay. So that McKinney fight pretty much made my night. I think it was like 4.5 units involved on that. That hit. I had a unit and a half on Yusri Balgorowi at plus 124. And I love that spot. I thought Mansour is getting outstruck at distance by guys like Nick Klein, Cody Brundage, Party Time, Wes Schultz. I thought for Mansour to win this fight, he's going to have to do something he hasn't done yet, which is wrestle. And he couldn't get the wrestling going against Yusri. And it ended up being a phenomenal bet at plus money. I had 3 bets in the Douglas fight as well. I had Douglas to win in rounds 1 or rounds 2. I had the under 1.5, and then I had the under 2.5 in a parlay with the McKinney. So that was a big hit. And then I finished it with Chiesa sub 1-2 at plus 140 for a unit and a half. And then Chiesa to win inside the distance for a unit and a half. Ended up going up, I think, 8.5 units. Would have been a 10+ unit night if the Musayev Bahamondes fight finished. And it would have been like a 16 or so unit night if Bahamondes got that guillotine.
I know, man. It was close, too. It was close. I thought he was, because I'm like, oh, this guy Musayev taps to everything. When he latched onto that guillotine, you and I were going nuts on the fight companion, man. We were like, come on, Ignacio, finish it. But he couldn't get it done.
Yeah. So it's I'm happy, man. These last 3 weeks, the first couple of weeks of the year were rough. Every fight going to decision. I feel like these last 3 weeks, the wagons are starting to circle, and they're starting to turn. The wheels are moving, and it's picking up. It's going faster. These wagons, and I think in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be going fast with these wagons. We're gonna be going very fast with the wagons. So the reads have been great the last 3 weeks, and it's finally good to get paid out well for last card. So, but this card, I don't know. I had like 16 units on Seattle card. I don't know if I'll have even 6 units on this card. I think it'd be irresponsible to have 6 units on this card.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken one shot already.
Oh,
We'll talk. I mean, it was a small submission prop, but like, yeah, I'm not going to be. This is 1 week. I'm very much keeping in mind that next week is UFC Miami, and it's a phenomenal card. So keep your powder dry this week. Don't feel like you got to rush into anything this week when we've got way more experienced and predictable fighters fighting next week.
oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm still feeling the effects of having to tape Haley Cowan and Alice Pereira. Yes, sir, Big Steve. Appreciate you, my guy. Francisco Prado is fighting Charles Racky next week. That's going to be a fun one. All right. So yeah, you guys killed it last week. I think this is probably one of the first times where we nailed it. Like when we're talking about a piping, Wheezy.
Yeah.
When we're talking about an on-site piping, we could have went Larry and Douglas. That was a piping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so was this. The on-site piping of the week. Terrence T-Rex McKinney to pipe Kyle Nelson on-site. It was hilarious. Terrence McKinney threw a head kick that landed nowhere near the head of Kyle Nelson. It hits the arm. Kyle Nelson topples over, and as soon as he hits the ground, he covers up, and that's it. McKinney cashes a round one prop. The under, like how many times are we going to get a playable McKinney? Like at one point, the under was like minus 200 for McKinney. Like money was coming on the over, and I want to thank McKinney for that because he did an interview and he said he's going to be patient. And if you watch the interview, he's smiling his ass off.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm going to be patient.
And I heard people talking about that on Twitter, like McKinney said he's going to be patient. And I saw money coming in on the over. I was like, dude, these people aren't really believing this guy, are they? Because I did that little mathematical computation about what the statistical probability is of being under 1.5 rounds 12 consecutive times in the lightweight division, and it's 1 in 720,000. And now that he did it one more time, now it's 13 times in a row that his fights have went under 1.5 rounds, and the odds of that are 1 in over 2 million.
Oh my gosh!
So like, once you get
still going to bet the under or the over next week.
Once the probability swings that far beyond like 3 standard deviations outside the mean, Brady, which means that like that the probability is close to 0 of that happening. It's almost the same as 0. Like when I showed you on my calculator, there weren't enough zeros on it to see what the probability was. So when you don't bet overs in Terrence McKinney fights, that's just something you don't do. This guy is not like the rest of the roster. He fight like, and the best example is his first fight ever. He goes out there and he knocks out Matt Frivola in 8 seconds, and then puts himself out for a year by blowing out his own knee, celebrating the win. So like, even when Terrence wins, he could potentially wind up in the hospital and take a huge loss. So like Terrence McKinney fight, the unders are the gifts that just keep on giving.
Yeah, I agree. I think I've cashed on every single McKinney under. Pretty sure
you're always on it. You're always on it and always cashing on it.
With like sweat free. Well, there was one sweat one with the Bonfim fight where he did actually show patience, and look how that worked out for him. It didn't. So yeah, you guys killed it with the piping of the week. That's what we're looking for, guys. And then you guys also chose the milking of the week. Textbook. Michael Chiesa to milk Nico Price. It was a very quick milking. I don't know how much milk he really got out of that, but got a couple drops of milk out of Nico in the first 60 seconds or so.
It was easy for Chiesa, and I mean, obviously, it was going to be as easy of a fight as possible. It was his retirement fight, and I heard he was offered somebody else before Nico, and he was like, no, I'm not fighting that dude, and he got Nico Price, which was a much easier fight. I'm not going to say who the name was, but maybe somebody in the chat will mention it. But either way, Michael Chiesa got a nice, easy win, and he went out, Brady, in a way that I love to see on a 4-fight win streak.
Yeah,
very few fighters know when it's time to walk away, and Michael Chiesa was doing it, walking away on wins. It's very hard to do, but I'm glad that he did it. And I hope more fighters understand that that's the way to go out. Don't wind up going out on 7 straight losses. Don't hang on too long. Understand when it's your time to step away and do it with dignity.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. He sure milked. That was the longest retirement ever. That's crazy. We got Dr. Peener sponsoring the show. Appreciate you, Dr. Peener. My favorite show on YouTube. Can we all agree that the beautiful Verna will win and maintain her perfect face? She's so perfect, man. She's so beautiful. I can't wait to talk about that fight. Verna Jandaroba, one of my favorite female fighters. Appreciate Dr. Peener for sponsoring the show.
Yes.
Is there some McKinney overbetter that can explain to us why? God, why? I don't know.
I love all the McKinney overbetters. They're making it bettable for us to bet the unders.
Well, overs have been crushing it this year, but not at Seattle at least. So hopefully Seattle kind of started the trend that, hey, we're gonna be back to finishing fights. All right, and then lastly, guys, before we get into this travesty of a card, wait, we got a tie. If you guys haven't voted yet, vote, because we got a tie. We can't end on a tie for who needs to get some help. I mean, I guess we could. I guess it could be a tie. But all right, I'm gonna end the poll here. It was Weezy. This is the closest poll in Stat Digger's history. All right, who needs to get some help? The cheater, Tofik Musayev at 8%.
Yeah, because cheaters always prosper. So he doesn't need help. He just got a win check.
That's true. The guy who's like 2-10 in his last 12 fights, Nico Price at 8%.
Rough.
In second place, someone who died over the weekend, Macy Barber at 41%. And then in first place, Chase Hooper, 43%. Fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Chase Hooper lost as a minus 500 favorite, a minus 350 favorite. He's the new Daniel Zellhuber, Weezy. I mean, Chase Hooper needs to get some help. That was quite bad getting starched by Lance Gibson Jr. All right, guys, let's get into it. We're about 37 minutes in. Let's break it down. And we're going to start with Diane Barbosa going against Melissa Gatto. We got Barbosa, 33 years old, 5'6" with a 66-inch reach. Melissa Gatto, 29 years old, 5'5" with a 69-inch reach. Gatto, 4 years younger. Barbosa with a 1-inch height advantage and a 3-inch reach disadvantage. Barbosa is 3-2 in her last 5 fights. She beat Ernesta Carrascate by decision. She lost to Miranda Maverick by decision. She beat Diana Belbita by first-round submission. And then she lost to Karina Silva by decision. As far as Melissa Gatto, she is 3-2 in her last 5 fights. She beat Victoria Leonardo by knockout. She beat Ciara Eubanks by knockout. She lost to Tracy Cortez by decision, Ariana Lipsky by decision, and then she beat Tamaris Vidal by titty punch KO. So yeah, Weezy, first fight of the night. I feel like it's a really well-matched fight. So Barbosa was like around minus 150, but this line's starting to come in a little bit. And I agree with that. I think it should be line close. I think these two are well-matched. I like the volume, the kicks of Gatto on the feet. But Barbosa is very physical. I think she can potentially get some takedowns early. She does have some power on the feet as well. But Barbosa does slow down as the fight goes on, which I don't love. So I think this one has like a greasy split decision written all over it. I think there's a strong chance this fight goes to decision. And that means it's going to go into the hands of the crooked, blind, corrupt judges. And at that point, I don't know, about a pick'em seems right to me. So I think there might be some slight value on Gatto, but she hasn't fought in a while. So yeah, this is a fight I'm fine with staying away from. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this one?
Before Melissa Gatto made her UFC debut, she was on almost a 3-year layoff.
Oh,
and I remember when she was making her debut thinking like, okay, so what is this girl all about? Her debut was against Victoria Leonardo. And prior to that, she hadn't fought. That was in 2021, but she hadn't fought since 2018. And when you watched her tape, she was kind of like a pure Brazilian jiu-jitsu player. She goes out there against Leonardo, and her striking looks better. And she was very young at that point. She was, she's still only 29 years old. But back when she took her UFC debut, she was probably 25. So I'm wondering if we're going to get any more improvements out of Gatto, because it's been 1 year and 10 months that she's been away from the cage. So I don't know if that was related to injuries. I don't know if she just took time off. Maybe she had a baby. I don't know what she's been doing in this time away from the cage, but it's all kind of pointless in trying to cap the fight unless you know what the reason is for the layoff here, because if it's injury related, that leaves you with, you don't know how she's going to look or if she's going to be 100%. But also, if it's not injury related, it could just be that she was working to get better, because like she's had some close fights that didn't go her way. The Lipsky fight was a close fight. The Cortez fight was a close fight. But she beat Eubanks, knocked her out, knocked out Leonardo, knocked out Tamaris Vidal via a titty punch. So she's finished all 3 of her wins at the UFC level. But I'm not sure why she was away here. So it's kind of tricky. But I think that these ladies are very well matched right now. It's just that I would probably lean to the Barbosa side because she's been the more active fighter recently. That fight against Karine Silva showed that she can win minutes and bank rounds. I don't know how she lost that decision. That was kind of bizarre. But she's been in there against a much better brand of competition, in my opinion, especially names like, Karine Silva and Miranda Maverick. So yeah, I think that this is going to be a pretty damn close fight. And like you said, the judges are going to get involved, but I'm fine staying away from it because I don't know what version of Gatto we're getting.
Yep. I was looking through her Instagram. I didn't really see anything about injuries. I saw she did like a grappling competition, so maybe she's doing that. I don't know what she's been up to. But yeah, we have Barbosa opened up plus 105, currently minus 125. Gatto opened up minus 125, currently plus 105. I think the line should be pretty dang close. The fight goes minus 250. So I think there's a good chance this goes to the judges. And if it does, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Somebody asked about the Gatto finish only. It's minus 210. She's a tough girl. So it makes sense to me. Took the plus money on Gatto. Curious what the finish. Yeah, minus 210 for the finish only there. iCarly. Yeah, she does look exactly like iCarly. This reeks of ends and split decision. That's kind of how I'm seeing it as well. I like fight goes the distance for these ladies with it going to Gatto. Yep. Fight goes the distance. Maybe even some value on that fight goes at minus 250. But I think Gatto could maybe get a late finish if Barbosa slows down, which he has done in the past. So Raki will be fighting next week against Francisco Prado for some reason. Prado's even small for lightweight, and now Prado's going to welterweight again. I just don't understand that, but should be an easy win for Charles Raki. Yes, maybe Macy Barber is alive. Good for her. Guys, acknowledge the fight that's got added to this card. What are you talking about?
Oh, God, this is already a 12-fight card where all 12 fights were late additions. So don't troll us and say that we got one more ass fight to break down, because that's not happening.
Yeah, I like ass, but it's too much ass for me, Danny. Too much ass for me.
There's such thing as too much.
Oh, speaking of ass, we got Trejan Gore coming back. Oh, God. And he's taking on Azamat Pakov. We got Trejan Gore, 31 years old, 6 foot with a 75-inch reach. Pakov, 30 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. Pakov, 1 year younger, 1-inch height disadvantage and a 3-inch reach disadvantage. Pakov is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He knocked out Zachary Reese in the very first round and knocked out Ryan Loader in the very first round. And then he lost to Yusri Balgorowi by 3rd round knockout. As far as Trejan Gore, Gore is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Got knocked out by Cody Brundage in round 1. Submitted Josh Fremd in round 2. Submitted Dracali in round 1. Got knocked out by Marco Tullio in round 2. And then lost to Rodolfo Vieira by decision. So, yeah, Pakov is minus 500, which, I mean, that's super wide. But at the end of the day, I can never pick Trejan Gore to win a fight, Weezy, just personally. Like, I'm not sure what he's good at. Like, he does have great takedown defense. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I think he's a BJJ brown belt, has a nasty guillotine. We've seen it twice now. So that's great, right? But he's so low volume. He just doesn't throw anything. Yeah. I went back and watched that Vieira fight. He made Vieira look like Floyd Money Mayweather out there. Vieira was bouncing around, feeling himself, just picking apart Gore. I was shocked. I mean, and I even picked Vieira to win by decision, but I didn't expect a 15-minute masterclass on the feet from a BJJ guy. Like, I'm not sure, what Gore is really doing here. 5-4 as an MMA fighter. If he loses this fight, he's gonna be 5-5. So yeah, I think Pakov knocks him out. Tresean Gore has, no strike and defense. He's absorbing almost 8 significant strikes per minute. Pakov has a ton of power. I think Pakov is going to touch the chin here. I don't think it'd be smart for Pakov to wrestle here. I mean, Pakov does wrestle a lot, and he probably can get takedowns, but Gore does have very good takedown defense, and I think that's only going to, tax the energy of Pakov, and I kind of think that's Gore's path, is Pakov slowing down like he did in like the Usry fight or something. But I mean, Pakov should roll here, minus 500. I think he gets Tresean Gore out of there. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this one here?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like minus 500 for Bakoyev after that ass performance against Belguri is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Like that's really kind of wild here because, like, I mean, Bakoyev had a hard time out wrestling Dylan Budker.
Oh,
I don't know. You remember that? That was a close fight, dude. That was a split decision that went 5 rounds. So Tresean Gore's always had really good takedown defense. So I kind of get the feeling like this fight could play out a lot closer than minus 500 for Bakoyev, because if Bakoyev's unable to get takedowns here against Gore, and I mean, I know that he looked like Mayweather out there, but did even what's his name, Rodolfo Vieira? He didn't even get one against him, right?
I don't think he did. Like, Gore has elite takedown defense.
It's really good takedown defense. Yeah, so according to this, he was 1 of 14 on his takedown attempts against Tresean, and then in his debut against Brian Battle, Tresean stuffed 7 of 8 takedowns against Battle. So I think it's going to be like, if you were to say to yourself, what would the line on this fight be if Bakoyev got 0 takedowns? Would it be minus 500? I don't think so, dude. We just saw him get really badly beaten there in that fight. Didn't he get knocked out late?
Yeah, by Usry.
Yeah. It's not like this guy can't be knocked out before. He's been finished a couple of times as a professional. He's been submitted once. He's been knocked out once. And this is an opponent that in Gore that hits really hard. I mean, he's got heavy hands. And we didn't just see him stuffing takedowns in the Vieira fight and in the Battle fight, but in both fights in the Ultimate Fighter House, the guy was stuffing takedowns against wrestlers and beating them up on the feet. So the one thing that Tresean needs to work on, though, is the volume. I mean, like you said, the guy just doesn't do enough. He doesn't show any urgency at distance striking range, and that's just not going to work. He's going to need to stay busier on the feet. And if he does that, I think that he's live to find a win here. And don't forget, he's got a couple wins by guillotine, and if Bakoyev shoots a shit shot here, Tresean might snatch up his neck. So at the current price, I think Gore's the side, as crazy as that sounds, because like you said, like I was DMing with Brady back and forth a couple days ago, and I'm like, dude, it's Tresean Gore fight week. This is really exciting, And he goes, dude, if he loses this fight, he's going to be 5-5.
Oh.
And I just thought, like, think about that. Have you ever seen a 5-5 UFC fighter? Not 5-5 in the UFC. A guy with a 5-5 record who's a UFC fighter.
Yeah, I have.
Really? There's one?
Well, no, he's 5-4. It's Yazong Hu. He's 5-4.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, like, if he loses this fight, Tresean Gore is going to be worse than Hu Yazong. the Chinese Greco-Roman wrestling legend.
We got to get him back into the UFC, man. Like, I'll never forget his walkout. The song goes like, oh,
yeah, the throat singing, yeah,
and then they say, who. That's
It's awesome.
Let's get him back in. I downloaded that song on my phone. I listen to it when I do my workouts. It pumps me. It's a great song.
Dude, I get fired up for Mongolian throat singing too, dude. And how could you not? It makes you want to run through a wall whenever you hear it.
I saw the music video. It's like 20 people on like 20 different instruments.
Yeah, and they're in a desert. There's like nothing for miles. It's like, where did you plug in the equipment to film this? You know, like,
oh, we got to get back in the UFC, man.
I know. Who you zong? We barely knew ye, you know. Come back.
Come back. We got Jason say coming in just to say get some help. Chase Hooper. Yeah, he did win the get some help of the week. We got Yes Freak in the building. What is up? Good to see you in here. What are you talking about? Brady and Weezy, curious, what is your favorite deli meats for a sandwich? Ham, turkey, bologna, liver? If I had to pick one, I guess I'd say turkey.
Yeah, roast beef, turkey, chicken. For me, those are the three I'll go with.
Yeah. Click the like button, family. Agreed. Click it up. Click it up. People are talking about Kaikamaka. I don't know why.
They're collectively trolling us.
Dylan Butker. Who actually bet Gore? I really want to know because betting Gore makes no sense. I think he might have bet on himself, man, because he's pissed off. Like Weezy said, you go to his Instagram, he's pissed off. Pissed off. 176 people in the chat only said we got to get 20. We got to get 100 likes for a card like this.
And we got to get a sign up on Underdog with code DFSBTN, and we got to get a sign up on Big Steve's Discord too.
Yes. 200 likes in 1 unit bet on Gore. That's I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that, man.
If we get one new Big Steve sign up and 2 sign-ups on Underdog, I will do a 1 unit bet on Teresian Gore and his impenetrable takedown defense, Brady. Now, it's never going to happen. There couldn't be more than 7 people watching live right now for this ass card. So I feel very safe saying that I will bet Teresian Gore here.
Okay.
But if we get 2 Underdog signups and 1, or if we get a total of 3 signups between Big Steve, Discord, and Underdog code DFSBTN, your Uncle Weezy will be betting Teresian Gore, and I will make a video where I mispronounce his name 17 different times in the video. It'll be worth it.
Okay, I think that's totally fair. Go of KO most likely, and yeah, I kind of don't hate the under. The over's gotten obliterated. The over opened up at I think a pick 'em -115, and now it's -183. The under is now +160, so I kind of don't hate the under. I think a Pakov live is pretty likely. I just know value on Gore. What is the KO line for Pakov? The KO line for Pakov is +135. Yeah, I'd rather just take the under at +160 because it covers like a Tresean Gore guillotine, you know. Remember Kaikamaka a lot? Yeah, I cashed a bet on TJ Brown that night. I left the room thinking Brown lost, and then it came back and they said Brown won. I was like, what? Must have been watching a different fight. Let's see. I got a bit hard from the. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Brandon Weezy or Kaikamaka tonight. That's not true.
He was in the UFC a long time ago, but
Marcel Dorf is the gold. If Crazy Kev didn't tweet it, then I'm not believing it. That was a joke. That was a joke. All right, we gotta move on. Oh God, we gotta move on to the next fight, and it is going to be. Oh God, it's going to be Alice Pereira going against Haley Cowan. We got Alice Pereira, 20 years old, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. We got Haley Cowan, 34 years old, 5'8" with a 67-inch reach. We got Pereira, 14 years younger, 2-inch height advantage and a 4-inch reach advantage. Pereira is 4-1 in her last 5 fights. She lost to. This is a mistake, right, Weezy?
The stats, Brady, are never wrong, ever. I never make mistakes.
She lost to Montserrat Rendon, though.
She sure did. A legit UFC fighter in Montserrat Rendon. She lost to her.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have 4-1.
Montserrat Rendon ain't no mall fighter, Brady.
She's close.
She gets in the 8-sided octagon of death, and she fights UFC level competition like Tamires Vidal. Like, what are you laughing at?
I'm not
That's
laughing.
not funny. That's not funny. Anybody can get knocked out with a titty punch and then bring a bag of ice and put it over their titty while the decision's being read. That could literally happen to anyone, so it's not funny. Stop laughing. Laughing time is over. And she also fought Alice Pereira.
Oh, yeah.
Real UFC level competition.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. Haley Cowan, she is 2-3 in her last 5 fights. She lost to Jamie Lynn Horth by decision, and then she got submitted by Nora Cornhole. I think this is the second lowest fight in UFC history, Wheezy. The second lowest. The first lowest, you ask? Alice Pereira versus Montserrat Rendon. I think this is the second lowest level fight in MMA history. I mean, this is brutal, dude. I'm watching tape on Alice Pereira, and she's fighting in a mall. She's fighting outside of a hotel. She's fighting in a middle school cafeteria. It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And then she was like, in the Rendon fight, she was like running away from Rendon. She was petrified of Montserrat Rendon in that fight. And you got Haley Cowan, who got submitted in her last fight by Nora Cornhole. She lost to Jamie Lynn Horth. Hasn't won a fight in a long time. I think Cowan's pretty chinny. I think her submission defense is very bad. But I lean Cowan here just because Alice Pereira, I think she's, to call her green, I think would be an understatement. She is, what's worse than green?
Puke green.
Puke. She's like puke green. Like she still has a long way to go. Like maybe she could get better. I mean, she can't get any worse, but I don't know, Weezy. This is absolutely brutal. I don't know. One thing I'll say though is Haley Cowan was yeah, I don't know, man. I'm done. I'm done breaking down this fight. I'm getting sick again. I gotta stop. I'm getting sick. Take it over.
I mean, I don't know what to do with this fight, because Haley is 34 years old. She's not been active as of late. Last fight was in 2025. Last fight before that was 2023. She's had to pull out of a number of different fights with injury problems. There's weird shit going on with her husband. And I don't know, man. And then Alice Pereira. You watch the film and dude, we were talking about it last time. We remember Stat Diggers last time. We were like, you guys, I don't know why she's such a big favorite. This is not Alex Pereira's sister. I guarantee her name is Aileen, A-L-I-N-E. It's not Alice, so and Alex Pereira's sister was fighting in LFA against real competition. So I honestly think, I don't know if the UFC brass signed the wrong Pereira. I could see those guys being in a bong session and calling up the wrong Pereira. I could totally see it. If I was in the room with them, then we'd be doing the exact same thing. So, and we had to tell people that last time. So I don't know what either of these ladies is doing here right now. Haley's probably the better athlete for sure. She's very strong and physical for the division, and she's faced the better brand of competition. So I think, she probably should win this fight, but she's not great at anything except for cage pushing and clinching. So God help us all, Brady.
Yeah, I don't want to bet this fight, but I just don't understand this line. If Alice his last name was Souza or Andrade, what would this line be?
I don't know how you could get to Cowan being a much bigger favorite than this, though. What is it? What does Haley Cowan looking like minus 200 look like?
I know, but she went
dominant clinch control for 13 of the 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just a lot more impressed with Cowan, to be honest. But
she's the much better athlete, Brady. That is for damn sure.
Yeah, but yeah, she went to a close decision with Horth. Not the best look. She did win round 1 against Cornhole. And
Horth is good. I think Horth is actually pretty good. I mean, this is not a division that's deep on talent, so sometimes you get the idea that most of them are really bad, and that's probably fairly true, but you have to compare them to each other when you break down the fights. So they can't all be awful. Somebody's got to be better than the other one.
Yeah, I really don't want to.
I don't know who it is, dude, and I'm not going to be putting my money behind it.
Yeah, I really don't want to bet this fight.
Oh, Remdog's asking, do we got any WikiFeet scores here? Because that could probably give us a lot better of an idea of who the value side is in this fight, at least.
I doubt it. Yeah, we do actually.
Okay.
Haley Cowan, a 4.15, about average.
Okay.
And then I doubt they have Alice Pereira.
Yeah, she's kind of new, so
they got an Alice Perrin.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. So,
okay.
Yeah, this is brutal. Brady, I heard Alice is Alex. A lot of people still think that, and that's why I put it the PSA, guys. Listen, it's not Alex Pereira's sister. It's just not. Let's move on. Agreed. Agreed. Brady and Weezy, it would not be right for us to skip over this very important fact. Haley Cowan got caught throwing MMA Diddy parties with their ex-partner at their gym in Texas. Buyer beware. Oh, gosh. Jeez.
Yeah, that was something that there you go.
Do not Google what Haley Cowan's husband did. Oh, gosh. I didn't cap that into the fight. Maybe that's why this money's coming on Pereira. Jeez.
Yeah, and by saying that he's like Diddy, we don't mean that he's the worst fucking beta male rapper of all time. it means that like he was doing some really nasty illegal shit like Diddy was doing, not just making horrible music.
Yeah, agreed. It's terrible. D1 Cowan coming. I don't know what to do with this card. I did so good last card. I don't want to give it back. It's kind of how I'm feeling too. Like there's some spots sticking out, but it's like, geez, do I really want to bet on Haley Cowan, Pereira? Do I really want to bet on Lando Vanata versus Darius Flowers? It's just so bad, man. She'd be minus 400 if her last name was Andrade. Oh yeah, Andrade is hot, man. Andrade is hot, very hot.
Yeah,
very hot. I gave her a 4.3. Okay.
All right. That's pretty good.
You guys breaking down Kamaka versus Hope. What?
I hope people stop telling us that there's more ass fights on this card. Who are you crapping? Kai Kamaka hasn't had a UFC fight since like 2021, since the COVID era. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
And Alice Pereira is not related to Alex Pereira, everybody.
She's not. She's not. All right, that gave me AIDS. Oh God, more AIDS.
No.
God.
We got to go see another doctor now.
Yeah, I think it's approaching full blown. Lana Vanata versus Darius Flowers. We got Lana Vanata, 34 years old, 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. Darius Flowers, 31 years old, 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. You got Flowers 3 years younger, same height, same reach there between the two. Lana Vanata is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. He had a decision win against Yancy Medeiros, a decision loss against Bobby Green, a decision win against Mike Grundy, a submission loss to Charles Jourdain, and then a decision loss to Daniel Zellhuber. As far as Darius Flowers, 2-3 in his last 5 fights, had that the injury. I think Goga Ladzi pulled out his shoulder on the Contender Series, got signed there. Got submitted by Jake Matthews, lost a decision to Michael Johnson, and then lost to Evan Elder by submission. So this is a weird fight for a multitude of reasons. Lando Vanata literally hasn't fought in, what has it been, Weezy? Like
2 years, 11 months, and 20 days.
Oh.
Can you imagine that? Like, did you hit the wrong button on the speed dial? Did you have your contacts list out and then be like, you were high and been like, did I just fucking offer Lando Vanata a fight?
Oh, God.
You know, like, I mean, he's only 34 years old, so it's not like the craziest thing in the world that he's still fighting, but when you take 3 years away from MMA, chances are that's a bad thing. Unless, of course, you're fighting Darius Flowers. I mean, what do they want from us, Brady? Do they want us to break this fight down?
Yeah, I think they do. So it's funny. Like I actually think in hindsight, there could be a ton of value on Vanata here, but it's like, is this guy even training for this fight? I don't know, but yeah. And somebody said in the chat, we do got to be kind of careful about what we say about Darius Flowers because he does watch breakdowns and he's very sensitive. He's very, I know he's checking Twitter and stuff. He's very sensitive, but it's like what's he good at? Like he's been submitted 7 times in MMA. He's been knocked out like 8 times in boxing. I think it was a miracle that Michael Johnson didn't finish him. By the way, Michael Johnson needs arrested for not finishing him. I went back and watched that fight, Wheezy. I'm convinced that Michael Johnson bet on his decision prop. Like he refused to hit Flowers in the head the entire fight.
Yeah.
He refused. He was hitting him in the chest for 15 minutes. Hit him in the head, Michael. He'll go down. And then he couldn't sub him. It was the first time that Flowers ever lost a decision in boxing or MMA. Yeah, Flowers has about 5 to maybe 7.5 minutes of cardio. He has no ground game, has some power. He has no chin. I think Vanata should roll here. So yeah, give me Vanata. I to be honest, I'd still be picking Vanata if he was coming out of a retirement home and he was 60 years old. So yeah, give me Vanata here. I don't know if I'll bet this one or not. We'll see. Minus 255 for Vanata, plus 215 for Darius Flowers. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
How the hell do you lay minus 255 on a guy on a 3-year layoff?
I think it could be value, man. I truly do. I'm not even joking. I think hindsight, when we come back Monday, would be like, I think in hindsight, wow, Lando Vanata minus 255. You should have been minus 1,000 in hindsight. So, but obviously you can't bet this Vanata at minus 255 on a 3-year layoff. But Flowers, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing here. I don't know what either guy's doing here.
Yeah, this is a bizarre matching of fighters here. That 2 guys that I didn't even know were on the roster, and now evidently they both are, and they're fighting each other. But I mean, for me, if you blind told me, hey, one of these fighters is minus 250, I would immediately say I'm taking the underdog. I don't give a shit who it is.
Oh,
There's no way in a million years I would lay minus 250 on Lando Vanata. I don't care. There's no chance. The guy hasn't fought in 3 years. I don't remember the last time I saw a layoff that long, other than when like Nick Diaz got suspended for like 5 years because of weed. Literally, I haven't seen anybody take. What's that?
Didn't Misha Tate take like 3 years off or something?
She had a baby.
She took 5 years off and she won. So there we go.
Yeah, she won. I don't know though, dude. Like Beast Mode Flowers can like absolutely punt your head into the cheap seats. This guy connects on you early. It's going to be nighty night. Keep your butthole tight, dude. This guy's a Chicago guy. Chicago's a tough city, a rough and tumble dude. He's and one other thing I want to mention about Flowers is all those fights that he was taking were short notice fights, and I think 2 of the 3 of the short notice fights were at elevation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So he did gas out quick, but potentially on a full camp, knowing that he's going to fight, he could perform a lot better than what we've seen. And just because you're losing to fighters like Jake Matthews, Michael Johnson, Evan Elder, it doesn't mean that Lando Vanata, who's on a 3-year layoff, is going to beat you necessarily. So, yeah, this is one, man. I mean, it's dog or pass for me just on the money line. But,
yeah,
I mean, the odds that I would have any money on this fight at all, I mean, very, very low. Because, I mean, I think both guys are a complete unknown. They're both on long layoffs. For Vanata, it's 3 years. But for Darius Flowers, it's 1 year and 8 months since his last fight.
Jeez.
So it's a big stay away for me, man.
Yeah, I'll probably look at some props for this one. Let me see. Yeah, Lando, what's he been doing? Let's see his Instagram. What's he been doing? Nothing. Oh, he's shadow boxing in some snow a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I like it. That's all I needed to see. Vanata, let's go. Let's get it. That's all I needed to see. Some shadow box. That's crazy. All right. Yeah, we'll see, man. What is the UFC even doing? I don't know. Big Marcel 24 is 100% Jill Sport. They're mistaken. Absolutely, Big Marcel is the best source. You can't deny that.
If it's not Crazy Kev Brady, I don't give a shit. You know, like I'm one of those people. I'm going the other way. Like Marcel's a fraud compared to Crazy Kev. So, but because of that, I've gotten a lot of fight announcements wrong. I will have to say that. Comes with the territory, though.
Vanata being minus 250 is wild. Don't care how bad Flowers is. Lando has 0 fight IQ. We want you to break down Kai Kamaka fight. How can we break down a fight that just got announced during the show?
Wait a second. Are they? So they're not joking. There's like they haven't shit on us enough. Yeah, Haley Cowan versus Alice Pereira wasn't enough. Like they're literally going to put a guy that hasn't fought in the UFC in 5 years on this card.
That's what it's looking like, man. Even Crazy Kev reported this one.
Oh God! Well, if he reported it, then it's 100% happening. Damn it! What? So they're not joking. And wait, is he fighting a chick? What did you say? Dakota Hope?
Dakota Hope. Yep.
So this is the first intersex fight?
No, Dakota Hope is a guy.
God damn it! I really thought they were trolling us.
Yeah. I hate when they add fights on fight week, guys. Like I do my research like last week. Like it's annoying.
Oh my God.
So no, we there's nothing to even break down. I don't know who Dakota Hope is.
I just thought he was a chick about 30 seconds ago. So please don't ask me to break down this fight.
Crap, Darius Flowers in the chat right now. Gosh. If Darius Flowers doesn't want us to talk facts, he should learn to fight. Oh gosh. Come on, fight breakdown. Come on. Darius reminds me of the team of Rampage Jackson. Yeah. Nolan King has also reported the fight. Yeah, I saw it. Who was asking for this fight? I don't know.
Well, probably Kai Kamaka and Dakota Hope who want some money.
Oh. Should we max bet Lando Vanata? No, you can't do that. If this was a couple years ago, sure, but we don't know if he's even been training. Check this out, guys. UFC doesn't resign Renat and Micaiah, but resigns Darius Flowers. It just makes no sense. Literally makes no sense. 104 likes and counting. There we go. We got 100 likes on this card, Weezy. That's pretty good.
There we go. It's not bad at all.
Yep. Marcel's awesome. We were guys. We were being extremely sarcastic. We know it got announced. I called Weezy before the show, and we were pissed because we just don't like when fights get announced on fight week. We just don't. But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Got another fight. Yeah. How many likes to get Weezy to take Groovy? Ooh, maybe like 300.
At least.
I probably will have money on this fight, to be honest. I'm probably going to get some props in on this fight. Vanata decision prop. Let's go. What do they got? These props at decision for Vanata is a plus 190. There you go. Michael Johnson took this guy to decision. Dakota Hope fight week. Yeah, it is.
I got to look into him. I don't know. I don't think I've seen him fight. What organization was he out of?
LFA.
Well, then maybe I have seen him fight a couple of times, but I just forget the names sometimes. But I'll have to go and look. Maybe I've seen him fight. I don't know.
Like, I got to look into UFC Miami next week, 327. Do you think I want to look into Dakota Hope?
Yeah. That's
a woman.
No. I just thought whenever I hear the name Dakota, I think of, I don't know. It's
Lando Vanata single-handedly ended max bet season. Never bet Lando. Max bet season against who? Against who?
Maybe it was against Charles Jourdain or Bobby Green.
No, I don't know. Those were closely lined fights. I don't know. Maybe back in the day. Yeah, we do that. We do that a lot. If you like sarcasm, it's kind of our thing. Especially me. I'm the sarcasm king. Don't let this distract you from the fact that Shi Ming will fight the GOAT Puja Tamar. Oh God, help us all. Oh, Jakar Close. Okay.
Oh, okay.
God. Back in like 2019, 2018, so long ago. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
To the next fight. We got an actual fight here, Weezy, at least. We got Alessandro Costa going against Stuart Nickel. We got Costa, 30 years old, 5'4", with a 67-inch reach. Stuart Nickel, 31 years old, 5'5", with a 65-inch reach. Costa 1 year younger. Nickel with a 1-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach disadvantage. Oh, I'm still sick from these last two fights.
Yeah.
Costa is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Got knocked out by Amir Albazi, knocked out Jimmy Flick, lost a decision to Steve Erceg, knocked out Kevin Borjas, and then got knocked out via pinky toe KO against Alden Korea, the first pinky toe TKO in UFC history. We got 2 first, Weezy. We got the Gatto titty punch KO.
Yeah.
And then we got the Correa pinky toe TKO. So that was awesome to see there. As far as Stuart Nickel, he is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Lost to Jesus Aguilar by submission and lost to Lucas Rocha by decision. So, yeah, I'm completely out on Stuart Nickel. I thought he could have been, decent coming into the UFC, but he gets guillotined by, Jesus Aguilar. To be honest, that's just not a good look. I know that's Aguilar's thing, but come on. And then his last fight against Lucas Rocha, I think Rocha's decent, but Rocha also has horrible takedown defense.
Yeah.
Like Rocha's getting taken down by a gust of wind. And I think like he went like 1 for like 15 or something. Like it was really bad against Lucas Rocha. And if you can't take down, 5'3" Lucas Rocha, who's getting taken down by anybody, I'm just not convinced you're really going to take anybody down at this level, especially Costa, who does have pretty good takedown defense. So I think these two are going to have to duke it out on the feet. And if they do, it's just Costa's the much better striker, has a lot of power. Costa's minus 355, which is a very hefty price to pay, especially after he dropped the ball as a minus 370 favorite. But if Nickel can't get this fight down to the ground, it's not going to look good for him. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I bet on Nickel, not just in his debut against Aguilar because I thought he was going to be a good prospect, but then I followed up against Rocha because I was like, well, this is the one guy in the division that Nickel's going to be able to take down and hold down because he's got 0 takedown defense. And then Rocha looked like Jose Aldo out there.
He did.
Stuffing takedowns against this Nickel guy. So the guy's got no striking, and then he couldn't take down the guy with the worst takedown defense in the division. So I don't know where that leaves us, but you know where it leaves us? It leaves us laying minus 400 on a dog shit fighter in Alessandro Costa.
God.
I mean, he quit between rounds.
He did.
And even his corner was like, what are you talking about? Get the fuck back out there. Like I couldn't believe he quit there, and I mean, a pinky toe. I mean, like, come on, and I mean, but Korea's a much better fighter than Stuart Nickel. So, I mean, maybe Costa can even win this one, but this guy Costa barely fights at all. He's very inactive, takes long layoffs. His boxing's overrated. His BJJ is really good, but he's got no wrestling. So this guy's not really a UFC level fighter in my opinion either. So like if this keeps going, I hate to keep saying that like the horrible underdog is the side.
Oh God.
But what am I supposed to do?
Horrible
like we're betting numbers here, not fighters, you guys, and the numbers are ridiculous. You don't put minus 400 on Alessandro Costa, period. You just don't. He's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like average in is saying you can't fade shit with shit, but people do it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like they tried to do, like they were laying minus 1,200 on Dean Barry against Mike Jackson because Mike Jackson is shit. And look at how that worked out. It happens all the time. You try to fade shit with shit, and you wind up paying these exorbitant prices on horrible fighters. It never feels good.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like Costa personally. Trains with Diego Lopez, hits extremely hard, great BJJ, But that was a bad look in his last fight. I'll say that. I've never seen anything like that from him. He did quit. Like I said, the first ever pinky toe TKO. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Nickel can't get him down, it's like Nickel can't strike. 2 for 20 on. That makes no 2 for 20 on takedowns against Lucas Rocha. Make it make sense.
And he got like no control time. Like those 2 takedowns that he got, Rocha got right back up. And I remember Clayton Carpenter just breathed on him, and he went down, and he was down for the rest of the round.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe this line does close up a little bit. It looks like it will. Costa went up minus 550. He's currently minus 355. Nickel opened up plus 420, currently plus 290. So yeah, another one where I lean the favorite, but the line is kind of disgusting. Same thing with the Vanata fight. Same thing with the Pakov fight. I like Pakov. I like Costa. I like Vanata, but these lines are just too wide for untrustworthy fighters,
Yeah, and I'm not running to the window to bet any of those underdogs except for Teresian Gore. If we get a total of 3 signups, Brady, your boy's going to be on Teresian huge this week.
Let's go. Oh, gosh. Jeez. Diego Lopez was scratching his head looking at Alessandro. I bet. It was such a bad look. This fight feels like eating crackers and water for dinner. Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. Costa money line plus the Yakavev, Ebero under 1.5 parlay, laying the juice. Will try to go one and done on this card with that parlay at a decent unit size. Yeah, I think that should hit. People forget, man, that Gore submitted Richala. Yeah, he did. He absolutely did.
Almost popped his head off.
Are we really betting minus 400 on the guy that got KO'd by Amir Albazi and pinky toe KO'd? It's crazy.
Yeah, it won't be me laying minus 400. I will not be in that line at the window.
Costa isn't great, but he should get the job done here. It seems like a great matchup for him stylistically. Maybe he was hurt in his last fight or sick. I couldn't believe what I was watching, quite frankly.
Well, he took a year and a half off.
Yeah.
So there could be some writing on the wall where this guy's not the same athlete as he was, and he's been battling injuries and stuff.
Have you two schmucks ever been in a fight, or are you armchair and I'll get in a fight with you, Go Smoke. I want all the smoke with you, buddy.
Other than hundreds of judo and wrestling matches, and the wrestling matches I lost most of them, Brady. I hated wrestling. I hated it, dude.
Oh god,
couldn't stand wrestling, but judo I liked.
We got Blom Dog. Hey fellas, what's up, Blom Dog? No, Chesa was sent to us from God, the chosen one for White House. What?
He's retired.
Yeah, he's retired. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. And it is going to be, God, I'm getting AIDS from this card. Jose Delano going against Robert Richala. I think this is probably the one bright spot on the card is Jose Delano. He's a pretty good prospect. He's 29 years old, 5'8" with a 70-inch reach. Richala, 27 years old, 5'10" with a 72-inch reach. We got Richala 2 years younger, 2-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach advantage. Delano is 4-1 in his last 5 fights, got knocked out by Gabriel Santos a couple years back. He had a great performance on the Contender Series against Manuel Exposito, and he's making his debut here against Richala, who's 3-2 in his last 5 fights, made his debut against William Gomi, and lost that fight by decision. So another very wide line here, Wheezy. Delano minus 350, Richala plus 285. And yeah, Delano, I think, is the real deal. Like his striking, his volume, his pressure, his pace, his cardio, really good takedown defense, which I think is going to come into play here. He should be able to stuff the takedowns, keep it on the feet, and do the better work over the course of 15 minutes. If you're Richala, you need to get the fight down to the ground. But I think it's probably going to be easier said than done. So I lean Delano here, but it's a big price to pay for a guy making his debut, but he does seem legit to me. What are your thoughts on this fight, Wheezy?
I mean, I think this Delano is a very good prospect. He's clearly been a highly touted guy who's been fighting in LFA for a while. He's won 15 out of his last 16 fights, and the guy that he lost to was Gabriel Moscatino Santos in LFA. And if I remember correctly, oh yeah, it's right there on the board. He was a minus 350 favorite over Gabriel Santos in LFA. And like I said, that fight was the only fight out of the last 16 that this dude has lost. So he's clearly a very good prospect, and he's clearly very well-rounded and highly thought of in terms of Like, this is one of those guys that you knew when he got his Contender Series fight that he was ready to be in the UFC now. This guy wasn't fighting in malls. This guy's been around for a while. He's fought a lot of good level of opposition on the regional scene. And with Richala, it's kind of the same thing, only instead of Brazil, he's coming out of KSW in Poland. He's the former KSW featherweight champion. He's kind of tall and long for the division. He's going to be a couple inches taller, have a couple inch reach advantage. Good straight punches, kicks, and he loves to grapple. I love Ruchala's pace. I think that's the best part about him, is that he's always doing something out there. He was a little bit slower just in his debut, but that was against Gomi. Gomi's going to slow down anybody's pace. But when you watch Richala in KSW, I think we're going to see a guy that's throwing a lot more volume in this fight against Delano. Interested to see how Delano does at this level, but I think he's ready for this level, as is Richala. So I think they're going to be pretty well matched, actually. I'm kind of surprised Delano is minus 400, but at the same time, the guy's a really good prospect, and he's always been big favorites in a lot of these fights against similar levels of competition, because the market just has a ton of faith in this guy's skill set, Brady.
And he's looking really good in the Santos fight, and then he got caught in the second round, but he was looking pretty good up until then. Oh, so yeah, it's a hefty price to pay here. Open at minus 275, went to minus 500, currently minus 350. Delano. Richala open at plus 235, currently plus 285. The over under set at 2.5 rounds. The over 2.5 minus 150. The under 2.5 is plus 130. Yeah, who was Marcio Barbosa supposed to fight? I forget. Was that supposed to be on this card?
Let me see. I'm gonna look right now, dude, because he was supposed to fight. Like, let's see. No, that wasn't this card. But I remember Samuel Sanchez was supposed to fight Musayev. That fight fizzled, and then Bahamondes stepped in for Musayev to take the Musayev fight, and then Radke was supposed to fight Enrique on this card. But I don't see anything with the Barbosa fight.
I forget which card it was, but I do remember Barbosa was supposed to fight on one of these cards. Delano is a real deal. Agreed. Darius is my lock of the week. I am not Darius. Looks like we did find Darius. I told you guys he was watching. Darius Flowers is always watching. He's like Santa Claus. You better walk out. You better not pout. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. Darius Flowers is coming to town, and he's coming to town to Las Vegas in the Meta Apex this Saturday, and he's going to cash your Uncle Weezy a plus 235 underdog ticket. Let's go, Darius Flowers.
I'll tell you right now, I'd rather bet Flowers at plus 230 than Vanata at minus 300, man. I'm telling you that right now.
Let's go. Flowers is going to get it done for the MMA community.
Chicago, Illinois, stand up. Let's go.
Stand up. Stand up. Yes, you are Darius Flowers. You are Darius Flowers. It's okay. Fan of the show. We have a lot of fighters that are fans of the Eileen Perez was a fan of the show. Roman Dolidze, fan of the show. Who else? Jared Vandera, fan of the show.
Oh, he loves the show.
Andre Fiallo, fan of the show.
Yeah, he thinks everybody in his division is a bum.
Yeah, we got a lot of fans of the shows. It's
Terrion Ware loves the show, as does Zach Pauga, friend of the show. Cody Brundage, friend of the show.
Yeah, Cody Brundage, Charles Johnson tuned into the show a couple times, I think.
Yes, he has. Yeah,
so we got a lot of fans of the shows, and Darius Flowers is one of them. So
let's go.
Let's go, Darius. We're rooting for you. We're rooting for you. Let's go. All right, let's move on to the next fight. Guilherme Pat going against Thomas Peterson. Oh, they got Guilherme Pat, 31 years old, 6'5" with an 80.5-inch reach. Thomas Peterson, 31 years old, 6'1" with a 74-inch reach. Pat is 5-0 in his last 5 fights. He went out there and beat Alan Fry by decision in his debut. As far as Thomas Peterson, he is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Lost to Jamal Pogues by decision. Beat Muhammad Usman by decision. Got knocked out by Shamil Gaziev. Beat Dontel Mays by decision, and then lost to Vitor Petrino by knockout. So, I'm not impressed with Guilherme Pat at all. You know, I think his hands are nice for sure, mm-hmm. But in his debut, it's like Fry literally didn't want to fight that night. Fry barely tried to strike at all. he didn't try to like wrestle at all. Like he cage pushed for the entire fight. He didn't really go for takedowns. He just kind of pushed Pat against the cage, got about 7.5 to 8 minutes of control time. And then, yeah, it was clear on the feet at distance, Fry had nothing for him. But, I thought that was a horrible performance by Fry. And then as the fight went on, both guys were tired. It was just one of those greasy heavyweight fights. And, I actually had some high hopes for Thomas Peterson coming into the UFC, because this is a guy that, could wrestle, which most heavyweights can't. This is a guy that has, okay cardio, where most heavyweights don't. I think is not even the worst striker in the world, but he's kind of been disappointing in a lot of these fights. The Jamal Pogues fight was disappointing with that performance. Didn't really wrestle. Obviously didn't have time to wrestle in the Gazee fight, got knocked out, but looked good in the Mays fight. He got like 9 takedowns, and that's kind of what I expected out of Peterson, is to go out there and get like a ton of takedowns in these fights. And if he does that here, I think he could potentially beat Guilherme Pat. I think Peterson needs to do some cage pushing here. He needs to mix in the takedowns. Just don't stand at distance with Pat, and I think he has a good chance to win this fight. This fight's a straight pick 'em. And I kind of lean Peterson just because I think the path is there for wrestling, but there has been some fights thus far where I'm like screaming at my TV, go for some takedowns, man. Like that's your best attribute. What are you doing? And he doesn't. But if he comes out here like a Dontel Mays fight and sells out for that wrestling, I think he's very live to win this fight. But yeah, it's a greasy one, Weezy. What are your thoughts on this one here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends if Peterson's going to be able to get that wrestling going. And I think he will, dude. This guy, Guilherme Pat's a pure striker. He doesn't have any grappling. We've seen him getting taken down and kind of rinsed on the mat a little bit on the regional scene. Even Alan Fry, who probably shouldn't have been here in the first place, was able to just take this guy and hold him up against the cage for almost 10 out of the 15 minutes of that fight. And Guilherme Pat just couldn't get away from him. So, and then not only that, when they were in the center of the cage, Guilherme Pat threw a 2-3 combo, I think about 5 times in a row. He was looking like Virna Jandiroba out there, throwing the same combination over and over and over again. And maybe the reason he was doing that, Brady, is because Fry just had nothing for him. And he was like, he's never going to time it. He's never going to counter me. So I don't have to worry. I could just throw my favorite combination over and over again. And he kept landing it. So, but the thing is that Guilherme's only been a pro mixed martial artist for 3 years. He's older than Thomas Peterson. So Peterson's 2 years younger. He's the more experienced fighter overall. He's the more experienced fighter at the UFC level. He's got the strength to schedule advantage. His striking's serviceable, but he's probably going to lose the minutes and moments while this fight is on the feet. But he might be able to keep it close. And if he does that, he can win this fight with getting takedowns and clinch control time against this guy. And he's good at landing strikes in those positions. So for me, this is a pretty easy Peterson spot at a pick'em, because I like getting the younger, more experienced guy with the grappling advantage. But these days, you got to worry. Did he get the talk, Brady? You remember, it seemed like a couple. Who was it who got the talk last week? Remember, they got takedowns in round number 2, but they didn't wrestle. Who?
Simone?
That was it. We were saying that he got the talk. He didn't wrestle at all in rounds 1 or 3 against Adrian Yanez. Made no sense at all. So, I mean, and we've seen it a number of times recently where you're like, how are you not wrestling? Movsar Evloev didn't wrestle for 2 rounds of the Murphy fight. Made that too close for comfort. So I worry about Peterson maybe getting the talk and being told, hey, wrestling's boring, but he shouldn't listen to that talk. He should go out there and do what he does best. And if he fights smart, and this is going to be an IQ test for Thomas Peterson, he's going to wrestle this dude, because he doesn't have wrestling experience. He doesn't have a grappling background, and he doesn't have the necessary tools to deal with the wrestler grappler, the quality of Thomas Peterson at the UFC level. So this would be a Peterson spot for me.
Yeah, I think the line might improve as well, because Peterson's like how they have like the rain bet and the stake bets. Everybody's posting
those are the fake tickets. Like if you see people are, exactly. Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago, it was who's that bum that lost to Patty's buddy?
Patty's buddy. Not Luke Riley.
Shamrock.
Oh, Shamrock.
Yeah, he was all the stake and rain bet bettors were posting Shamrock. Last week the last week they did get it. It was Belgorowi.
Okay.
But this week, the rain bet / stake bet is Guilherme Pat. It looks like.
Yeah, and if he keeps this fight standing and is able to stuff the takedowns, he's probably gonna be a lot better than Peterson on the feet. But also, he's gonna have to worry about the takedowns. So I worry about this guy actually being as good of a striker as he normally would be against somebody like Fry or his previous opponents. When this time you're getting a guy that can actually wrestle here.
Yeah. So yeah, I lean Peterson too, but hoping it gets the plus money. And then I also like the over 2.5 at a pick 'em. I don't think Pat's finishing Peterson. I don't know Peterson's been knocked out, but by Petrino and Gaziv. And then vice versa. I mean, maybe Peterson can finish, but I think this fight goes to decision. So yeah, over 2.5 at a pick 'em. Fight goes to the decision at plus money. I like that as well. We just saw a heavyweight fight go to decision last fight with Tybura and what's his face, and it was kind of sweat free. So
yep.
All right. Dumas is a friend and fan of the show. Absolutely. We do like ourselves some SD Dumas. Didn't pack gas really hard. Yeah, they both were gassed. It was just a sloppy, greasy, disgusting fight.
Yeah.
Peterson's grindy wrestling style versus a low volume, non-urgent striker decision. Yeah, I lean decision. I was looking at the Peterson decision prop. They're kind of all over it though. I think they had it at like plus 200. Or something.
Yeah, it wasn't very. I was looking at that myself, and I was saying to myself, I'd probably just rather play the money line because Peterson can get ground and pound knockouts.
Yeah. Guilherme Pat for me. Peterson's KO against Petrino was comedy. Greasy. Absolutely, it's greasy, man. I'm taking heavyweight fights to go the distance every time until further notice, as you should. But I'm interested if the Hokett Blades fight next week goes the distance. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Hokett's never seen the scorecards as a pro, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Threat of a takedown will make his already low output even lower. Yeah, it could. All right, guys. Before we move on to the main card, we got 346 of you guys watching. If you guys could all smash the like button for us, let's get those likes up. Let's try to get 150. Why not? Why not get 150? That'd be awesome. Subscribe to the channel. Do want to shout out the 2 sponsors again. We got the Big Brain Discord link in the description. Want to check out Big Steve's Discord? Talked about it earlier. Shout out to Big Steve and shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use that code DFSBTN. Thank you to the sponsors for sponsoring the show. All right, let's keep moving on. What are we at? An hour 37. That's not bad. It's not bad, man. The goal is 2.5 hours, so we're on track. All right, next fight up, we got Uncle Weezy's favorite fighter, favorite prospect, Tommy McMillan, Tommy Gunn, taking on Manolo Zakini. We got McMillan, 28 years old, 6 foot with a 74-inch reach. Zakini, 29 years old, 5'8", with a 68-inch reach. We got McMillan 1 year younger, 4-inch height advantage and a 6-inch reach advantage. McMillan, 5-0 in his last 5 fights, had honestly one of the best Contender Series fights of the year last year. That David McGoyan fight was absolutely incredible. I did commentary for that fight. I was going absolutely nuts, as you can imagine. Phenomenal comeback from McMillan there after kind of getting whooped around in the first round. As far as Zakini, he is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. He lost to Morgan Charrier by knockout in the first round. Yeah, Weezy, this isn't a real fight. This is not a real fight to me. There's a couple fights on this card where it's like, this is not a real MMA fight. Manolo Zakini's not a real MMA fighter. He's I don't know what he is. He owns a gym now. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not fighting. He hasn't fought in 3 years. And even when he did fight, he wasn't that great. He has no ground game. He does have some power, but if you could take this guy down, he's a 0 on the mat. So, yeah, I don't know. They're trying their absolute best to get Tommy McMillan a win. Like, they're doing everything in their power to get this win. They had to call up Manolo Zakini to get him a win here. So, believe it or not, Tommy McMillan Weezy is minus 1,100, which is kind of wild because McMillan still is pretty unproven. He's only been out of the first round once. But what I'll say is he showed next level heart and next level toughness in his Contender Series fight. He has solid wrestling, good submission game. He has some power on the feet. I think if you're McMillan, you just take this guy down and sub him. So, and McMillan should roll here. But minus 1100, what are we gonna do? 11 units to win one? I don't know. But yeah, he should get the job done just like the UFC wants him to.
Yeah, I think so, right? I mean, and it's hard to know what you're going to get from Manolo Zakini after a 2-year and 7-month layoff with no fights, and the performance that he did give us was so bad. I mean, Charrier just put him away in one round, and I mean, it wasn't even close. Finished him with a body kick, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, I don't know what Zakini's like a complete unknown for me, and he should have never been signed in the first place. He's one of those guys where they signed him to fight Charrier, and it's like this is the one. This is the featherweight in Europe that we need. Not Saladin Parnas, not any of these guys that are really good, that we could bring into the UFC. No, we're going to bring in Manolo Zakini, and then he's going to take 2 years and 7 months off between fights. Why? Hopefully to get better, because he needs to do that. But I don't know. I mean, and then am I going to be laying minus 1100 on Tommy McMillan because he's got cool hair and hangs out with Sean O'Malley and Tim Welsh? No. So, I mean, and what was the promotion that McMillan was fighting in? I keep forgetting what it was called.
You're forgetting it because it's the horrible promotion, I think.
What was it called? It was called Fusion Fight League, and he was the champion. He was the champion. Oh wow! There's a title belt with a catch weight. What? Yeah, he won a belt for a catch weight. I mean, what the hell? Fusion Fight League. Stand up. He got a win over Chris Two Moons as an amateur. They're not giving those away at the 5 and dime. I don't know what to do here, dude. I don't know. It's gonna stay away.
What's going on? I'm looking at Manolo Zakini's Instagram, and he's at an is that an In-N-Out? He's at a Hardee's. He's at a Hardee's, and his buddy's scarfing down a big ass, one of the biggest burgers I've ever seen, and he's over there with like a bowl of like chicken and rice or something. Why? What is going on? That's
dude. If you're a professional athlete, you should never eat at Hardee's.
Well, he brought his own chicken and rice. What is this? Now he's riding a bull? No, he's watching a bull race. Okay.
There's a bull race?
He's watching people riding bulls. What?
Oh.
He's training at Jackson Wink. Oh God.
Jackson Wink, at least. That's good.
Oh my God. God help us all. God help us all.
And what is the odds on this? Is this still minus 1100 for Tommy?
Yeah, minus 1100, and Zakini's plus 775.
Yikes.
Give me Tommy here to get the job done. Let's go. Oh, the ass prop of the week, Wheezy.
Yeah.
And by the way, the ass prop of the week hit last week, guys.
The Sterling KO?
Yep.
Yep.
It almost didn't hit because of Keith Peterson. But yeah, last week the ass prop of the week was Sterling KO at like minus 170. This week the ass prop of the week is Tommy McMillan by submission at minus 150. Like really?
There you go.
Jeez. Bet the house on Zakini if you want to lose your house. Zakini gang, yes. Let's go. That Contender Series fight was insane. Agreed. 204 viewers. Can we get 200 likes? Come on, y'all. Come on. Yes. Come on. Minus 1,400 on some books. Oh, God. Zakini, the fighting pride of Italy. Stand up.
Let's go.
Stand up, Italy. Your boy's making a return after 3 years off. He uses to put up current odds tab somewhere, guys. I don't think we ever did that on this show, Darius. I think you're thinking of a different show. I pull the odds up on on Saturdays. Value on Tommy. It's hard to. It's
not at this price.
Hard to say. It's hard to say. What should I parlay the Yakavev under 1.5 with on this card? Nothing. But I do like that Yakavev under 1.5 as a potential parlay piece. But I don't know. What do you parlay it with? Because all these favorites, like, do you want to parlay it with Pakov? Oh. Yeah. Land of Vanata. I don't want to bet against Vanata. He's in the chat supporting us here. Alessandro Costa, who lost via pinky toe KO. Jose Delano, who's making his debut. I don't know. Maybe parlay it up with something next week. I don't know.
Maybe an over in the Jandaroba fight.
Yeah, but I also like the over in the Barber Grasso fight last.
Yeah, that didn't come close to hitting.
Yeah. Because what does a finish in the Ricci Jandaroba fight look like? I don't know. If you want underdogs for this weekend, I got you. Okay. I went 7-5 on Saturday and got 3 dogs. Okay, O'Neal. When she flipped to plus 115, Alexa, Yusri. Should have got Diana's, but he got robbed. Yeah. Me and Weezy were both on Yusri, and I think Weezy bet Piper too. So
yeah.
There we go. Yakavev round 1 minus 200. Value.
That price, you can't afford not to bet it.
That's value, Weezy, if I've ever seen it. All right. Moving on to this is probably the best fight on the card. It's Ethan Ewing going against Rafael Estevam. We got Ethan Ewing, 28 years old, 5'6" with a 69-inch reach. Estevam, 29 years old, 5'8" with a 69-inch reach. Ewing 1 year younger. Estevam with a 2-inch height advantage. Ethan Ewing, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. He came in to the UFC on very short notice against Malcolm Wellmaker as a plus 330 underdog and won that fight by decision. Put on a phenomenal fight that night and got the upset as far as Rafael Estevam, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. Got a knockout win on the Contender Series. Beat Charles Johnson by decision, Jesus Aguilar by decision, and Felipe Bunis by decision. So, yeah, great fight here. You know, Ethan Ewing's the guy that kind of came out of nowhere and beat one of the most hyped guys in the UFC and Malcolm Wellmaker. I mean, Malcolm was kind of on the top of the world. He was one of the hottest prospects, one of my favorite personal prospects, and Ethan Ewing went out there and beat him. But, you know, this is a much different matchup. You know, this is not going to be a striking fight. You know, he's going to have to stuff some takedowns here against Estevam. And, you know, people hate on Estevam, Weezy, and I think I've even hated on him sometimes because, to be honest, he's not fun to watch. It's not fun to watch him go out there, take somebody down, and lay on him. He does absolutely nothing on top. He's looking to take you down, hold you down, and control you and win the fight by decision. He's not looking to TKO you. He's not looking to submit you. He's looking to decision you each and every time he steps in. I mean, listen to some of these control numbers. He controlled Charles Johnson for 9 minutes and 23 seconds. He controlled Jesus Aguilar for 9 minutes and 22 seconds. He controlled Felipe Bunis for 10 minutes and 42 seconds. He is the definition of position over submission. So the big thing to mention here is Estevam is coming up a weight class because he just cannot make flyweight. I think he missed weight like twice. I think his last fight got canceled due to weight cutting issues. So, and I think it's good for him. You know, he should be fighting at bantamweight, and he's even going to be the bigger fighter in this matchup. He's had cardio issues in the past, maybe not cutting all the way down to flyweight. It's going to help his cardio. But this is pretty much striker versus grappler. Weezy as Ethan Ewing and be able to stuff the takedowns, keep it on the feet, and do the better work. Because on the feet, you got to favor Ethan Ewing all day. But, you know, if Estevam gets his fight down to the ground, is able to control here, he could win the fight by decision. So, striker versus grappler matchup. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this one here?
Yeah, I mean, like when you look at Estevam's distance striking numbers, they're pathetic, dude. He lands 3.32 and absorbs 8.04 per minute.
Oh, God.
So he lands less than 1 significant strike for every 2 that his opponents land. His distance striking defense is 48%, and his accuracy is 39%. So he's below average in every single category. A negative 4.72 distance striking differential is putrid.
Oh.
And then listen to this. You know what's even worse is this guy has spent 65% of his octagon time controlling his opponents, about 2/3, of the time. And in that time, when we're tracking control time striking, this guy is landing 0.54 significant strikes per minute.
Oh.
So about 1 significant strike for every 2 minutes of control time. So not only has he's only attempted 1 submission in the UFC. He doesn't throw strikes when he's on top. He absolutely blocks punches with his face and couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat at distance striking range. But goddamn, is he good at sniffing crotch, Brady?
Oh, God.
He can sniff crotch like a Labrador. He's just out there sticking on you, refusing to go anywhere. He's on you like a cheap suit, and he's very dominant because he doesn't take much damage. He doesn't do any damage, but it's really hard to win rounds against somebody when you're not doing anything but defending takedowns and trying to get up the whole time. So Esteban's going to be a really tricky challenge for Ewing. I'm interested to see. I think he could be way better at 135 than he was at 125, actually, because this guy was killing himself to make weight, and he kept botching weight cuts. He kept having to take long periods of time off between fights. So now I think Esteban's going to be able to fight a little bit more frequently. And while he's not an exciting fighter to watch, he does have a style that works and a style that you want to back with your money, because these guys don't take damage. And guys that don't take damage, they win minutes and they bank rounds and they win decisions.
Yep. So I think we'll find out in the first couple minutes who wins this fight. We'll see if Ewing can stuff takedowns, but I have seen Ewing get taken down quite a few times, so we'll see. Where's this line at? Yeah, a lot of money coming in on Ewing. Ethan Ewing opened up plus 185, and he's currently minus 150. Esteban opened up minus 215, currently plus 130 there. The over, instead of 2.5, the over 2.5 minus 185. That's not bad at all. And the under 2.5 is plus 161. Like an over 2.5 in an Esteban fight at minus 185. Sign me up.
Yeah, that could be a good parlay piece this week. I mean, Ewing could probably find a KO if he stuffs enough takedowns and Esteban gets tired. But
yeah, like a late KO, I could see it.
It could happen, but I mean, at the same time, Esteban just doesn't. He doesn't go for submissions. He doesn't do damage with ground and pound, and he spends 65% of his octagon time controlling his opponents and not threatening a finish. So it's probably a pretty good look for this week.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Oh, poor Prince and Ebero. Ebero fight to go under. I would tend to agree. Lana Vanata is fighting what's next, Brian Boom. Yeah, we got to get Brian Boom Kelleher out there again. Apparently it's 2020. Wheezy, Macy Barber is dead. She's dead. Wheezy, Macy Barber, she's dead. I was concerned.
Yeah.
We have no signups on Underdog yet. So it looks like Wheezy's safe and he will not be betting on, who's that bum you said you were going to bet on?
Teresian Gore.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah, it would have been a 3-unit bet.
Ewing round 2-3 could be live here. Yeah, if he stuffs the takedowns, and this guy Esteban has slowed down before. Whichever side you pick on this fight, you'll look like an idiot if you're wrong. You got that right. Hasn't Esteban lost every round 3? No. He definitely won round 3 against Felipe Bunes. He actually thought he might finish him in round 3. But Bunes slows down even worse. Did he lose round 3 against? Yeah, I think he did.
Definitely lost it against Johnson. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
What happens is he wins the first 2 rounds and then he coasts.
Yeah, he lost it against Johnson and Aguilar, but he did win the 3rd round against Bunes. Pretty sure. There's 6 syllables in Teresian.
It's 4 syllables. Teresian. I'm the only one pronouncing it correctly, and nobody gives me any goddamn credit for it.
Yeah, Steve is he's a man of the people. He's a man of the people. He's helping you out. But he beat Wellmaker though. He did beat Wellmaker. Yeah, we'll see where the line goes. It's Esteban all day. We shall see. All right, guys, let's keep moving on to the next fight. What are we doing here? Abdul Yakavev going against Brenton Ebero. We got Yakavev, 25 years old, 6'2" with a 78-inch reach. Ebero, 29 years old, 6'3" with an 81-inch reach. Yakavev, 4 years younger. Ebero with a 1-inch height advantage and 3-inch reach advantage. Yakavev is 5-0 in his last 5 fights. Had a knockout win on the Contender Series as a minus 1,500 favorite. He submitted Rafael Cerquera as a minus 2,000 favorite, and he's a minus 2,000 favorite here against Brenton Ebero, who's 2-3 in his last 5 fights. He lost the decision to Magomed Gajilasulov. He beat Kyle Machado by decision, submitted DR Nergoze, lost to Azamat Mirzakhana by first-round knockout, Umar Sy by first-round knockout. God. Yakavev should win this fight probably in the first 60 seconds. Like, is that what they're trying to do? They're like, oh, we should give Yakavev another 60-second finish. Like, that's kind of what it seems like they're doing here. This fight makes absolutely no sense. Ebero, he's extremely chinny. He's going to get knocked out here within a minute. I think it's going to be the worst 60-second prop in UFC history. They might line it a pick 'em, Wheezy, the 60-second prop here for Yakavev. And it probably hits. Yakavev minus 2,000. And I think he looks probably every bit of it. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, the way he teed off on Cerqueira was hilarious. I mean, like he was on his ass in like 5 seconds, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like it didn't even take him 10 seconds to almost have him out of there. I mean, this guy's terrifying. When you're minus 500 in your last fight before you get to the Dana White's Contender Series, and then you get priced up at minus 1,500 on DWCS, minus 2,000 in your debut, and then you look minus 2,000, like you actually cover that line, and then now he's getting an even tougher test in Ebero as compared to Cerqueira, because Ebero has finished 16 of his 17 wins. The guy's got legitimate Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He's got big power. He's chinny, and he doesn't have the best cardio. He's kind of like, if you can weather the early storm against Ebero, he's going to slow down in rounds 2 and 3. But I mean, this guy Yakavev is pretty terrifying, man. For a 25-year-old prospect, he's averaging a 5-minute fight. I mean, he's only had one decision, and I think the rest of the fights he's just out there running through these hoes. So I expect it to be pretty much the same here. But what can we do? It's minus 2,000 on the money line. I'm not going to be betting this fight because I don't want to back Ebero here against a really good prospect.
You got to bet the gone in 60 seconds at minus 110.
Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, I would probably fade that and just to be like, we know what the numbers are of fights that end in under 60 seconds. It's not great.
I don't know if they do a two-way market on it. I don't know. It's like a special gone in 60 seconds. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be a horrible number, but it's probably going to hit. This should be Yakavev minus 2,000. Ebero plus 1,000. Let's go. The over-under set at 1.5. The over 1.5 plus 300. The under 1.5 is minus 380. You should do you did the math on the McKinney under. You should do the math on this Yakavev under, man.
He's only done it a couple of times, so like what's crazy with McKinney is the 13 consecutive times. But Yakavev has actually been to decision once. He did go to decision once. So that's actually really bullish for him, because now we know that the guy can actually go 15 minutes. I haven't seen the fight though. Who knows? He might have. They both might have been dead after round 1. Who knows? So it's hard to say.
Yeah, I like Yakavev inside the distance at minus 1,000. I love it.
Yeah, you guys heard it here first. Brady and I, we both like Yakavev to win this week.
Oh, I like the fight doesn't go at minus 1,200. I like it. Is this the most juiced under in UFC history? Minus 380? It's probably close, right?
It's got to be very close, dude. I can't think of...
Yeah, on DK they have it minus 445. I can't remember a minus 445 under.
Wow.
Yeah. Ribeiro cashed as a huge dog in his against wasn't it Bruno Lopez, right?
Yes, and I mean Bruno Lopez was on a big winning streak and was the more well-rounded fighter coming into that fight. So I think people thought Bruno was going to take him down and wear on him there, but because it was Dana White's Contender Series, Bruno came out swinging. And that was the wrong guy to do that against. He should have taken his time. He could have beaten him.
Yeah. Has Cam T woken up yet? No. But yeah, apparently
he has. Dude, Cam T got a win this weekend.
He did. He did.
He fought somebody in I don't know what organization he fights in, but he got another win, man.
Cody Pfister? Is that good for him?
Cody Pfister?
Yeah.
Cody Pfister is still fighting.
Yeah. Cody Pfister. Good win for Cam T.
The only thing I remember about Cody Pfister was just him never winning a UFC fight. He's getting absolutely run through while Rogan talked about how good he was. He's a tough opponent. It's like, no, he's not. He's getting killed by everybody that he gets into the octagon with.
Oh, God. These guys should be fighting for a belt in the next couple of years. Or this guy should be
Ebero for sure.
No. Round one should be minus 1,000.
Probably going to be like minus 400 or something like that.
I got the McKinney to win in 60 seconds last week at plus 850. Hopefully, give us a plus 850 here. Jeez. Lots of finishers on this card and young up-and-coming guys. You got that right, Brian. If Yakavev grapples or strikes, he'll end up he will end this fight under half a round. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants here. I know Ribero's a black belt, but I still think he probably could get submitted here. Yakav is just so much better. All right, let's move on to the co-main event. It's Verna, our girl.
Yes.
Verna Jandiroba going against Tabitha Ricci. We got Verna, 37 years old, 5'3" with a 64-inch reach. Tabitha Ricci, 31 years old, 5'1" with a 61-inch reach. We got Tabitha Ricci, 6 years younger. Verna Jandiroba with a 2-inch height advantage and a 3-inch reach advantage. Verna is 4-1 in the last 5 fights. She beat Marina Rodriguez by decision, Lupe Godinez by decision, Amanda Lemos by submission, Yan Xiaonan by decision. Then she lost to Mackenzie Dern in her title fight last fight. As far as Tabitha Ricci, she is 3-2 in her last 5 fights. She lost to Lupe Godinez by decision, beat Tishisha Pennington by decision. She beat Angela Hill by decision, lost to Yan Xiaonan by decision, and then she beat Amanda Hebos by knockout there. So, yeah, probably one of, I think, the closest line fights on the card. Yeah, it's pretty much a straight pick 'em. Verna was the underdog for a couple days. I know when I taped this fight last Thursday or Friday, she was sitting at plus 125. Now she's minus 115. Ricci was around like minus 135, minus 130. And now she's minus 105. So Verna was the dog Wheezy, but this line seems to have flipped with money continuing to come in on Verna Jandiroba. What are your thoughts on this co-main event?
Yeah, I would have loved to have gotten Verna plus 125 there. And I would take Tabitha Ricci at plus 125 as well. It's that kind of fight to me.
Yeah.
I think the striking is going to be close, but I think Tabitha is going to do more and land more. I think Verna is going to really struggle to get this fight to the ground. Tabitha's done an excellent job of stuffing takedowns and not being controlled by her opponents. And the times that she has been taken down, she's been taken down and put into a pretty good position in terms of something that you can kind of hang on to against both Hebos and Jillian Robertson. She was able to get up quickly in both of those situations. So Tabitha Ricci spent less than 2% of her UFC octagon time being controlled by her opponents. So because of that, it looks like a good matchup for Ricci. But the thing is that even when Ricci fights well, she fights on very thin margins. I mean, outside of the knockout against Hebos, who's been knocked out 3 or 4 different times as a professional at this point, she fights on very thin margins, and her fights are very close. And I wouldn't expect it to go any different against the grappler, the quality of Jandiroba. Like I said, I lean Ricci to winning minutes at distance striking range, but she's going to have to worry about the takedown attempts of Jandiroba. She's going to have to stay busy in the clinch and not allow this fight to get into the grappling exchanges where Verna can start to try to take your back or threaten with submissions, look for sweeps, back takes, anything that she can do to start, because she's got such a wide variety of submissions that she can go to. It's not like she's just looking for a guillotine or an arm bar. She's going for leg locks, shoulder locks. She's pulling guard. She's going for flying triangles and shit. She's always doing something when she's on the mat. Verna has attempted 16 submissions in the UFC, Brady, and she gets 2.85 takedowns per 15 minutes, and she outcontrols her opponents 42% to 13%, winning over 75% of the control time positions in her fights. And she's also spending more than 50% of her UFC octagon time in those control time positions that she's doing a pretty good job of dominating. So I have to lean to Jandiroba. I give her a strength of schedule advantage. I give her a slight grappling advantage. She's taller. She's longer. She's won 5 out of her last 6 fights. That's really impressive. So I think I'm leaning to the Jandiroba side here. But like I said, if money were to keep coming in on her and Ricci got to plus 120, I'd bet Ricci. If it swung back the other way and Jandiroba got back to plus 120, I would bet Verna there. I could see this fight going either way. I think it's going to play out really close.
Well, let me make a case on why you're wrong here.
Okay.
So the WikiFeet narrative is the strongest narrative right now in MMA.
In women's MMA for sure, Brady.
Women's, yes.
Yeah.
Women's MMA. Last week, Wheezy, Alexa Grasso, a better WikiFeet rating. And what'd she do to Macy Barber?
Oh, it wasn't even close.
Listen to I don't think I've seen a bigger discrepancy in WikiFeet rating history. Verna Jandiroba has a 3.24 star rating on WikiFeet. God. Like they give you a 4 for just signing your name up on the site.
God, and I mean she's got a face like a foot too. So for her foot to get that low of a rating, that's rough, man.
Oh God, I'm scrolling through the pictures right now. They're not great. They're not great. And then you got Tabitha Ricci with a very respectable 4.49 star rating. So
I mean, I think you might have just changed my mind there because, like I said, this is a very close fight. But if you're going to give me that kind of actionable information off of WikiFeet, I think we might be having to lean back to the Ricci side here.
We'll see. We'll see if the WikiFeet, I don't want to call it a curse, but we'll see. We'll see if WikiFeet's correct on this one. But I agree. I think it's a very close fight. I don't know, man. Pick 'em. Jandiroba, like I said, was the dog, -115. Ricci was like -135, now -105. The over is juiced to the tits, as it should be, -400 for that over. Yeah. And I would tend to agree. Would be pretty surprised if either guy or either lady got finished. This card is a card. It is a card. I agree with that. Who honestly would care about it outside of the peeps in this chat? I'm sure not a lot. I'm hoping a lot of people will tune into the Fight Companion, but I don't have big expectations for this weekend. Lots of under significant strike props to target. We'll talk some underdogs soon here. Vera loving some Verna. Baby Shark via way too jacked now, not feminine. She has a lot of muscle. Definitely has a lot of muscle. Brady and Weezy, can you please explain to the casual MMA fan why you should tune into this weekend's fights? This weekend, it's not for this card is not for casuals. It's just not.
Yeah, this isn't a casual card. I mean, you can't just sit down to your friend and be like, "There's this kid from Turkey named Abdul Rahman Yakavev. You got to see this guy," and like I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, this is for the hardcores, guys. And it's even a little bit too hardcore for me. Like I might cancel the Fight Companion. I'm just kidding. I'll be there. Dogs are coming out this card, but Verna ain't in. Well, she's not a dog anymore, but I'm assuming a lot of people got in on her as a dog because this line has flipped. I think Verna. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. There's like 10 fighters averaging under 3 significant strikes per minute. Jeez.
Yeah.
Verna should be -150 here. Well, she might get there. Man. Top feet equals top performance. Get that right. Come on. Ain't no way they scored Verna's feet worse. Come on, man.
Your neighbor's on fire right now.
Come on. Yeah, we gotta find a way to add WikiFeet into the implied probability.
I could probably create some kind of a model and we just compare it against the money line to determine, where the value is according to WikiFeet.
Yeah, agreed. All right, we got to move on, guys. You guys got to chill with the Verna stuff. She's very beautiful and handsome.
Very handsome.
Yeah. WikiFeet is a thing, apparently. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. There's also WikiFeet Men. I tend to stay off of that site. But I know Dixon's on there, and I know my guy Lucis Sole's on the WikiFeet Men for sure. All right, moving on to the main event. Again, if you guys haven't smashed the like button, smash it up, just like Julian Erosa got smashed in his hometown over the weekend by a jab. And then subscribe to the channel. Again, we'll be doing the Fight Campaign. I'm not going to cancel it. We'll show up, but you guys better show up too. We don't want to be there doing it by ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
But we got the main event. We made it, Wheezy. Vanata Moicano going against Chris Duncan. We got Vanata Moicano, 36 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. Chris Duncan, 32 years old, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. Duncan, 4 years younger. Moicano with a 1-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach advantage. Moicano is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Decision win against Drew Dober, knockout win against Jalen Turner, knockout win against Benoit Saint Denis, submission loss to Islam, and then a decision loss to Dariush. As far as Duncan, 4-1 in his last 5 fights, got submitted by Manuel Torres in the first round, but he's bounced back with 4 wins in a row against Oki by submission, Vucenic by submission, Rebexi by decision, and then a submission against Terrence McKinney. Another fight where we have I think they do currently train at ATT, right? I know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wonder how much work they've gotten in with each other. I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting to know. But regardless, I think they're actually going to try to fight, unlike MVP and Patterson. So yeah, looking forward to this fight. We got Moicano, who's kind of on his way, out. I think almost 37 years old, hasn't been looking great in his past couple performances. I know he knocked out, Jalen Turner, but he got knocked out by Jalen Turner. Turner just forgot to follow up.
Yeah.
He did like 10-7 BSD, but if that fight continued, I didn't like how he was looking in the second round. The Dariush fight was kind of a bad look in my opinion. Looked good in round 1 and kind of just coasted the last 10 minutes. I think Duncan's getting a lot better. He's 32 years old. He's training with guys like Grant Dawson on the daily. He's working on the wrestling. He's working on the grappling. He's working on the striking. He's tough as nails, has a ton of heart. He's going to have the better cardio here, the better durability. I think Moicano might have some success early on, but I highly doubt he's going to carry that success into rounds 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, I like Duncan here. I think the first round could get a little bit iffy, though, if Moicano does take him down. It wasn't too long ago when Manuel Torres took down Duncan and submitted him shortly after, but outside of that first round, I think Duncan kind of cruises here. Weezy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Same exact thoughts. I think Moicano is going to be extremely dangerous early, and obviously he's a brilliant grappler, great back takes, solid striking, big strength to schedule advantage here. I got Moicano ranked 18th in the division in strength to schedule, while Duncan is ranked 61st. So, obviously, this is a big step up in competition for Duncan, going from guys like McKinney and Rombeski and Vucenic and Bolaji Oki to a guy like Moicano, who's had a number next to his name and who's been in main events, even fought for the title because of short notice. But, yeah, man, Duncan, for me, big durability advantage, big conditioning advantage, big power advantage on the feet. The guy's heart is as big as a truck. So I think that after this fight gets past 7.5 minutes, Duncan's going to start rolling downhill here, and Moicano is probably going to be holding on for dear life. I took a shot on Chris Duncan's sub because I feel like Duncan's going to finish this fight inside the distance more times than he doesn't if he wins. And if he does, the inside the distance prop was -110 and the KO was +130. And people are pretending like Moicano's never been submitted before. I mean, he insta-tapped to a Darce choke that he got caught in from Makhachev. He's been subbed prior to that, some years back. But I think it could happen with Duncan because the differences in momentum, career trajectory, age coming into this fight, and from what I've seen from Duncan in that Rombeski fight, in that McKinney fight, in the Charlie Campbell fight, this guy can come back from adversity if you don't get him out of there. And even if you don't hurt him, he can start to just put it on you. He can knock you down. He can finish with submissions, great guillotine, great Darce choke. And I could see a club and sub here. I think he'd love to try to get a submission against Renato Moicano. And especially as this fight goes on, like I say, Renato is going to slow down, but Duncan isn't. So I think Duncan in the second half of this fight, after 2.5 rounds, is probably going to start to roll downhill and look to find a finish here.
Yep, I'm seeing it the exact same way. Yeah, so Duncan -190. He did open up as a pretty big dog, Duncan. I tweeted it out. Yeah, I opened up at +185. I saw that line. I just started laughing for 5 minutes straight. And then, of course, it went from +185 to -175 in the span of 2 minutes, Wheezy.
Yeah.
That. What's the difference between that implied probability? +185 to -175 in 2 minutes. That's it's unheard of. It's crazy.
Yeah, I could actually do that right here. Let me get my over-under. So +185 is a 35% implied probability. Minus 175 is a 63% implied probability. So that was a move of 28% in implied probability. Huge.
Crazy. So yeah, I like Duncan here. First round may be a sweat, so maybe a live bet on Duncan, but I don't know. I'll definitely
I
have.
don't mind Moicano round 1.
Yeah, what is that? I think if he's winning, he's catching Duncan early in round 1. Moicano round 1 plus 800, and then Moicano round 1 sub because he's not knocking out Duncan is.
Oh, he could knock him out with ground and pound.
No, I mean,
if he gets to the same positions he got against Benoit Saint Denis, I mean, that fight could have been stopped actually.
Yeah.
Well, it was stopped, but it was just after the second round. So, yeah, Moicano's got really good ground and pound, and if Duncan, because we saw him get rinsed by Torres on the ground. So, I mean, it's very for me. I thought I would be sneaky and play fight doesn't go, but I think that opened at like minus 350.
Oh yeah, they're
minus 325. They're onto it.
They're onto it.
Yeah.
Minus 350, you think, for the fight doesn't go crazy. Duncan didn't think he could sub Renato, try and KO 4-5. The KO is like plus 130, I think. Duncan wins via dog. Moicano wins via sub. Yeah, it had to be like early. You idiots picked McKinney to win versus Duncan. Casuals. I forget who I picked there, but I did make money on the under in that fight, of course. I was waiting for you guys to pick him now. Trendsetters. Okay.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I picked Chris Duncan versus Vucenic when everybody was talking about how Jordan Vucenic was the next big thing. I've cashed on Duncan a number of times.
Yeah, Weezy does like Chris Duncan. There are no agrees. There are no casuals here. I'm a casual. We got one. We got Brandon. Moicano was a favorite. He was a favorite. Now he's a dog. All right. God, we did it. That was tough. And then we even got an extra fight that we're not going to break down the Kai Kamaka fight versus Dakota Hope. Obviously, we didn't have time to look into it, get the stats ready or anything. They literally just announced it like right before the show. So maybe we'll break it down later in the week. But all right, we got a couple things we need to do. You guys have been killing it. We're gonna let you guys decide on the milking and the piping once again. Weezy will give it 2 options. I'll give it 2 options, and then we'll vote to see who's going to pipe their opponent on site. So Weezy, what is your first option for the piping?
Piping, I'll take the easy one with. I'm telling you, I like this minus 2,000 favorite in Abdul Rahman Yakavev.
Abdul Yakavev.
Yay.
Okay, then I guess I'll take I'll take Pakov, Ozmat Pakov to potentially pipe Teresian Gore.
You're not picking against Teresian Gore. It's our guy. It's a friend of the show.
I thought the friend of the show was Darius Flowers.
Well, he's a friend of the show too. We got a lot of friends.
We got a lot. Buddy. It's hard to keep track.
We got a lot of friends. So,
all right. And then what's your other one?
My other one, you know what it'll be? It'll be Chris Duncan to pipe Hanato Moicano on site. I figured you might want that one. I'm like, I gotta get it.
That's a good one. So I don't know what the other. Oh, I'll go Alessandro Costa, but
that makes sense, dude. He could absolutely pipe up nickel.
Yeah, I was gonna take Duncan too. I like that call, but I'll go Alessandro Costa, who did get pinky toed KO'd. So, all right, we will let you guys vote there for the piping. And then while you guys vote there, and you guys better vote.
Yeah, vote.
Yeah. Because last week you guys nailed it with McKinney. That was perfect. Let's do it again. All right, Weezy. So it's now time for the milking. Let's see here. Oh God. Oh, we can do you want to pick one first? Oh, give me Rafael Estevam as a potential milking.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say that, but obviously we got to also throw Tommy Gunn McMillan at minus 1,100 in there.
All right, Rafael Estevam, Tommy McMillan. Who else can potentially milk here? Thomas Peterson?
Definitely Thomas Peterson's got to be in there, dude. He could absolutely milk this guy a la Dontail Mays.
And I kind of think like even Duncan can even milk Moano, to be honest.
Yeah, he could.
Milk him, he could pipe him.
It's just, we got to wonder, if does Moicano need money? Can he afford to lose?
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
he could afford to lose the last couple fights. The money's been good, but like if he can't afford to lose all of a sudden, then he's a dangerous man, Brady.
Yeah, that's true. So for the other milking, I don't know, dude.
Jandiroba?
Yeah, because if she wins, it's probably milking. We'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. So Verna Jandiroba. All right. All right. Let's see what you guys voted for the piping. Wow, it's not even close. So I'm gonna end the poll. It's not even close, Wheezy. At 8%, the guy that got pinky toed KO'd, Costa, no shock there. At 12%, Chris Duncan. At 12%, Pakov. And then at 68%, Abdul Yakavev to milk.
To pipe.
To pipe, yes. To pipe Ebero, yes.
Yeah, guy's been knocked out 5 times as a pro, and this guy's out here just starching hose in like 8 seconds. So, but I think we drove the line too far, because we've been telling people since like the other day, we like Yakavev to win.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna do the milking rest of Estevam, Tommy McMillan, and then who was the other one? Verna, Estevam, McMillan, and Peterson.
Thomas the Train Peterson.
Thomas Peterson. Okay. All right, you guys can now vote on the milking there. All right, Weezy, now it's time to talk some underdog.
Yes.
Some underdog. Right now, if you guys go to underdog and use that code DFSBTN, you'll get $75 in bonus funds when you play with your first $5 lineup. I don't think we got any signups tonight, which is fine. It's expected on a card like this.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to check it out, Weezy. You said you had your play ready to go already.
I do. I want to go. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Where did it go? Did they take it? I was going to go with the Guilherme Pat. Yeah, Guilherme Pat lower than 40.5 significant strikes. I don't think this guy's going to throw 40.5 significant strike attempts in this fight. I think you could find an early KO against Peterson, who's chinny. But I think what's a lot more likely to happen is that there's a lot of clinching, and Pat spends a lot of time on his back. So I don't see him getting to 40.5 significant strikes. And even if this fight does take place standing, he's very low volume on the feet. So I was surprised to see a number that high.
Yeah, I like that. And then I'm just gonna take the lower on the Yakavev. Kind of like a free square this week.
For minutes?
Yep, it's 7.5.
Yep, I agree with that. So Guilherme Pat lower than 40.5 significant strikes, and Abdul Rahman Yakavev lower than 7.5 time fight minutes, and that is going to be a 2.17x payout.
Okay, that's better than I thought it'd be. Jeez.
Yeah, because we got the Pat lower, which is a 50-50 play.
Okay, and then mine's kind of...
Yours is 0.62, but it's a solid number.
Agreed. All right, let's see here. So we got the piping. Abdul Rahman to pipe Brenton Ebero. Let's go. Let's cash this minus 2,000, guys. Let's do. And if you guys get this wrong, you're gonna hear about it next week.
Yeah,
you guys are gonna hear about it. And then now time for the milking. And a little bit closer here, but we got Thomas Peterson. Nobody wants to pick Thomas Peterson. 14%. Verna 17%. Estevam 24%. And then the milking is going to be Tommy McMillan to milk Manolo Zakini.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised just because McMillan's a minus 1,100 favorite. So we got a couple of big favorites here who cannot drop the ball for us, Brady.
Yep. So I agree. All right, let's get to some last second chats and then we will head out of here. Duncan by Gilly. He does have a nasty Gilly. Moicano by sub all day.
He can absolutely get one early.
Big hits. Let's roll. Thomas Peterson to potentially milk. Duncan can't pipe, in my opinion, but he can win. He can pipe. This card is weak AF. Oh, gosh. Paramount to pipe me again. Oh, jeez. Piping me one-on-one with Verna.
Hey-oh.
Marcel, don't be sending me nude pictures of Verna Ginderoba now. Please. I'm begging you. Don't do it. Milk and McMillan. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. We got Finch chats in the building. Yakavev KO. Yeah, it's whatever he wants, man. It's whatever he wants to do. I lean KO, though. Ginderoba milk all day. The milking of the week, me and Jessica Andrade OnlyFans picks. You're disgusting, dude. That's disgusting. Ginderoba milk all day. Ginderoba milk all over the place. Oh, gosh.
Hey,
oh goodness. Estevam. Yeah, Estevam can milk if he wins. I got Pat by KO. Oh, Pat by KO. He's got to throw something to get a knockout. Oh. Gore losing. Stat Diggers is tops. Appreciate that. 140 likes, Brother Brady. Not too bad at all. Maybe we can get 10 on the way out here, guys. Maybe we can get 10 on the way out here. Verner's a beautiful milk maiden. Yes. 132 watching with 29 votes. Yeah, I think people are sleeping or something. I don't know. We got Dan. Smash the like button. Underway out, boys. Agreed. All right. So yeah, Weezy, any final thoughts? And we do want to shout out the new sponsor once again, Big Steve. Go check it out. Big Steve, and of course, check out Underdog as well.
Throw that in the chat too. One more time.
I got you. Weezy, where can they check you out?
Oh, YouTube, Rumble, both at Uncle Weezy. You can find me on X at MMA Weezy, and you can find my probability stats and content package, access to all of these stats, my fight write-ups, my subscriber-only content, access to my Discord, access to all my tracked bets. All that stuff is available, oddshopper.com. If you look for Uncle Weezy there under the MMA cappers, $25 a month for a tremendous amount of information for serious MMA bettors. Check me out there. Let's stack cashed tickets like flapjacks for this card, Brady, and then move the hell on to UFC 327 in Miami, which is going to be 100 times better name-wise than this card. Who knows how the fights are going to play out, though? And our favorite cards are the ones that we win money on. So hopefully we find some nice spots this week.
Yep. I have 0 bets on this card, and it's already taken several years off my life researching this one. I want to move on to 327. But they're adding fights during the week. So they're adding fights during the week, Weezy. Why?
Crazy.
Why?
I'm not adding fights.
No, I like Kai Kamaka, but why? Why? Why not throw him on a card in a couple weeks? Give him a full camp. But yeah. All right, guys, we had a pretty good crowd for this card. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like on your way out, subscribe, and look out for more content. And we will talk to you guys soon, and see you later.